Hey everyone. Let me fix my sweater. I'm a mess. I just got home from this school party. My kid had like a school party where they had like bouncy houses and the teachers got like pied in the face and like raffle baskets. It was pretty cute, and my kid got to hang out with all his friends. So just a heads up, I'm not very prepared because I just got home not that long ago. So bear with me. I have some stuff prepared, but not a lot, so I might need to Google some stuff while I'm on here. And I can't find my other glasses, so don't make fun of me because I look like what's that lady from Incredibles, the really short lady, Edna or something like that. I look like her with these on. Hey Sarah. Hi Jem. Hey Crystal Ann. If you're still here. Oh yeah. So hubby and his friends said that the pink background was a little too much because it made my skin look really pink, and because I have too much pink going on. So I'm going with the black background, but my hair kind of blends into it now. So I like the pink, but whatever. I'm gonna go over the latest Johnny Depp depositions and witnesses, and I'm going to talk about the Tara Grinstead trial. I don't know if anyone has. Hey, Crystalline. Hey, how do you say it? Shalma? Tanj? Am I saying that right? Shalma? Hey, Gladys. Hey, Warlord of Art. I know. You know how much I love pink. Look, ready? I even have a pink microphone and a pink gaming chair. I have a pink mouse pad. Like the little the adapters where you plug in your USB. That's pink. Hey Jennifer. Yeah. Who doesn't love pink? Pink is just such a nice color. Love you too, Crystal Ann. Buying one of the gaming chairs in blue. Get Respawn. I'm telling you. So, let me tell you a little story. I am super cheap. I don't like spending. I don't like making large purchases. So, I bought this little like white chair to sit in, and hubby had his chair and it broke, so he was like, I'm gonna order a new chair. Well, I didn't realize they had like these adorable gaming chairs in pink, so when I saw him scrolling through, this is glaring, I'll put this on when I have to. So when I saw him going through the game chairs on the internet, I'm like, oh my god, they got pink ones? And he's like, yeah. So I'm like, well, I need a pink one now. So he has my old one, and I didn't want this one because it was so expensive, but when I didn't know, he bought it anyway because he knew that I never would. And I'm telling you, so he originally had like a cheap gaming chair that wasn't anywhere near this one, and what a difference like between that one and this one. It has a leg rest. I can like put my legs out. I can put the back down. I fell asleep in this probably like 3 or 4 times already, so it's worth the money for sure. I think I'm gonna talk about the Tara Grinstead trial first. I don't know if you guys watched my video on Tara Grinstead. This is a really old case. Let me find out what year she went missing. It's like 11 years, I think. 2005. So yeah, it was a long time ago. 2005. I'm short and my office table is high. Yeah, they go pretty high. Let me see if I can. How much higher I can raise this up. Oh, yeah, see, now I'm like too high. But yeah, my knees are almost touching the bottom of my desk right now. And I'm short too. I'm 5'2". So they definitely go pretty high. All right. let me see. All right, so Tara Grinstead she did a lot of pageants. She was a teacher from Osceola, Georgia. She was in her 30s. I forget her exact age, but she was it's kind of a confusing case where a lot of people were unsure who did something to her because she was dating the name of the chair. It's called a Respawn gaming chair. Hold on one second. I'm fixing the bottom now. Respawn gaming chair. They're like high-end gaming chairs. They're a lot. They're like $300, but they're worth it. They got a little comfy back pillow for like lumbar support and a little pillow here. And it's really comfy. So yeah, she was from Osceola, Georgia. She had just got out of like a 6-year relationship, I think it was, with this guy who was away in the military. I think his name is Marcus Hopper. She was cheating on him while he was away with a student named Anthony Vickers. She was also cheating with a cop named Heath Dykes. He was like a little bit, I think they're around the same age. He was a cop. Who else? And so she went missing. Nobody really knew what happened to her. The police didn't do a good job checking out her house, looking at her house, picking up evidence. And they, hey, Jem. They, sorry, I'm getting distracted. I can hear him talking. So they didn't do a good job checking out her house, watching court every day. That guy looks angry. What guy, Ryan? Are you talking about Tara Grinstead? Ryan Dukes or Bo? So I'm a floating head. Well, that's your fault because you made a big deal out of my pink, and now I put black, and now look, I have a white chair. It's contrasting. Jerk. It's your fault. See, I could have just kept the pink background and it would have been okay. I think he just has like a thank you, Jim. I think he just has like I think he was scared, to be honest with you. Like his face looks a little angry sometimes. Oh, let me send a link out real quick. Okay, all right, good. I sent it out, just making sure. Should have let her have the pink man, right? See? Look, let me highlight this right here. Oh, wrong one. The pink was working for me, all right? Now my hair blends in with the black. And here's the other thing. I could put the green screen or the blue side behind me and just leave it like that, but it doesn't match my stuff. So it's a whole mess now. You're going to have to buy me a curtain that matches my stuff. Okay. Oh, Jem. So I used to go live with a pink background that matched my chair. But Dave and his friends all said that the pink was washing me out and that my face looked pink because of the pink and it was too much pink. So then I got the black background because I was all worried about them saying the pink didn't look right. And now I get the black and now my hair just blends into the black so I look like a floating head. When I should have just kept the pink. Now I'm getting distracted. Okay, so see, look, I wanted the pink because I have everything pink. Look, I got the pink mic, I got my pink chair, I even have my name pink. I know, right? And I can't fix it now because I have this one up and I would have to take everything down and put it back up. So anyway, and babe, turn your volume down because I can hear myself talking and it's sidetracking me right now. All right, back to what I was saying. So it's been like 11 years, or I don't know. It's like 2017. The floating head is still better than Amber Heard's lawyer. Okay. All right. I'll give you that. Elaine is a mess. I don't like her either. So where was I? So she went missing, and then around. I need to stop looking at chat. So 2017, she's been missing. Nobody, like, there's been really, they had leads, but didn't really lead them anywhere, and the police were doing a really bad job. And this podcast starts. Yeah, she's definitely not doing her client any favors. So this podcast starts up called Up and Vanished. It's really good. If anyone needs a good podcast to listen to, check out Up and Vanished season 1. They cover the Tara Grinstead case. So this guy Payne Lindsay, he's from that area, so I guess he was listening. He said he was listening to a couple murder podcasts where they thoroughly investigated murders, and he wanted to do his own, and I guess that was a case nearby where he lived that he could. Yeah, he did a really good job. He interviewed everyone in town, and got every lead that he could. Like, worked with the PI, and he did very well, and he got everybody in the town talking again. And somewhere along the way, so Ryan Duke and Bo Dukes, his best friend. I don't know if it's on Spotify. I listened to it on the Apple podcast, but I mean, it might be on Spotify. It's in a few places I found it, but I can send you the link to it, Jem. After. I did a whole video on her too, so if you didn't see it and you want to watch it, it'll give you like a really good rundown. But so Ryan Dukes, this guy from Asilla, he was a student of. Oh, you're an Android person. All right, I'll find it. I'll figure it out. There's an app it's on too. I forget what it is, and they're under some. I think it's called like Tenderfoot TV. Maybe you can look that up and find them. So, Acast. Okay. So Ryan Dukes and Bo Dukes, they're best friends. No relation. They just have similar last names. Ryan is like kind of shy, has bad anxiety. He went off to the military for a while and went AWOL because of his anxiety. He did they were doing a lot of drugs. They were just, kids who got in trouble a lot. They were Tara's students. Well, Bo one day. Oh, by the way, I don't have links off in my chat because I don't really get that many in my chat yet. So if anyone, if someone has a channel and wants to drop a link, or you find a link to a podcast you want to share, whatever, you guys can drop it. Where was I? So Ryan and Bo, best friends. Bo tells this guy, John McCullough, who was his friend in the military, I believe, that they burn the body, or that he helped his friend burn the body of Tara Grinstead. And when the guy John came home to visit for Christmas, hold on 1 second. Oh my god. My chair's like stuck on the curtain. Sorry. Only your mods can. Yeah, well, broken. So usually it's set in other channels where links aren't allowed, but I'm pretty sure he admitted to his friend John McCullough. Bo. He admitted to his friend John McCullough, who was in the army with him. But sorry, broken. I didn't set it to where only mods can post links, so eventually I'll set it to that, but I haven't done it in my settings yet, so I think anyone can post links right now. And that's just because I can control it at this point, but you can try and see if it works, because I didn't check off that setting. So Bo tells his friend John McCullough, who's in the army with. John McCullough comes to visit. Comes home with Bo for Christmas, and they're driving, and he sees like billboards of Tara Grinstead and photos everywhere. So he says like, "Oh, who's that?" And he tells her, "Yeah, this girl Tara Grinstead. I helped burn her body." And then he confesses, I guess Bo confesses to his girlfriend, Brooke at the time, and says the same thing. I helped my friend Ryan burn Tara's body. So I think it was Brooke's mom who went to the police and told them that he had, confessed or whatever. And he confessed. Bo says to the police that Ryan did it, and he helped get rid of the body. And then they go find Ryan. Now Ryan's very like quiet and has bad anxiety and has like nervous energy, and supposedly he was under the influence when they interviewed him, and Ryan confesses to killing her. Oh, I haven't seen the footage where they're walking through the woods. I'll have to check that out. So Ryan confesses and says that he killed her and that he called her house from a payphone. Well, his confession was that he broke into her. Hey, the danger zone. Yeah, Ryan false confesses. Put it that way. Like, he's under the influence. He's scared of Bo. Now, Bo was rich and had like a, very rich, big family, and he was a little bit intimidating. It's what the townspeople say. Like, if you listen to the podcast a lot, like, you can tell the podcast is even leading that way, that they think. I'll explain in a second, but Bo's a little bit more crazy, I guess, than Ryan. So Ryan claims that he broke into Tara's house with a credit card to get the lock, and that he went there to steal money for drugs. And she surprised him, and he punched her, and he left. And then he panicked, and he called her house from 411 to see if she was okay. When she didn't answer, then he went and got Bo, and they came and brought her body to Bo's pecan orchard, where they burned her body. And I don't know if they buried it or just burned it, but they burned it over like 3 days. But what's weird is, Bo was willing to let him and help him burn somebody on his own pecan orchard, but he didn't do anything. So years later, well, I don't know, it's all happened around 2017. So Bo gets, I don't know if he was ever convicted, but he was accused of raping. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Well, let me, trigger warning. Bo was accused of raping women, several, like, I think 2 different women. One, he held a gun to the woman's head and, forced her to commit acts on him. And another girl he did something similar to. So it is kind of suspicious to a lot of people, because Bo is kind of the one that, is sexually aggressive, and seems like if anyone were to do anything, it would be him who did it, and, burn the body at his own pecan orchard, or his own family's pecan orchard. So Ryan goes to jail for her murder, but then these lawyers take on Ryan's case pro bono, and they go back to court. And I think I wrote it down. Hold on, I'm going to tell you what So this court case has been going on for the past couple days, the same few days as the Johnny Depp case, which kind of really sucked because I was excited about both. And I haven't really gotten to watch too much of the Tara Grinstead one because I've been so hooked on Johnny Depp. But I got his also a reason why I hate watching it is the prosecutor in the Tara Grinstead trial is so cringy. I cannot stand her. She's just I just can't listen to her. She's horrible. She's just really like snarky and annoying. So she irks my soul. But let me tell you what he testified about. So, give me 1 second. Actually, I think I have an article. Let me put my book down. I have an article where I can just pull it up. Share screen.
Oh, what a fucking
Come on. There we go. Alright, tell me if y'all can see that. Let me see. Okay, so this is like a little rundown of the whole trial, so we can just go to this. Oh, Master of Disguise, I'm sorry, I will. I was in a little hurry today because I was running back from my kid's school. And it was like, drop him off, got home, and hopped right on. He went to his dad, so. Alright, let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, no! I exited out when I was trying to zoom in. There we go. Okay. I can play the video of him getting his charges. I can even play his testimony. I just don't know how long it is. Let me see. Opening statement. All right, I'm just going to read. We'll go to these last because they are the like end of the trial. So day 1, the trial for the man accused of killing Tara Grinstead in October 2005 got off to a quick start on May 9th. The state and Duke's attorneys delivering their opening statements, giving a glimpse on how each side would present and argue their cases. Their arguments focused on the February 2017 confession from Ryan Duke. GBI says Duke confessed spontaneously and unsolicited to investigators that he killed Grinstead. The prosecution said he confessed to the murder in more than one way in his interview with agents by physically writing out in detail what he says he did to murder her, and he also had what the prosecution called guilty knowledge. The defense said the confession was false, and though Duke repeatedly confessed, his attorney said he was under the influence of narcotic pain medicine. They also said he falsely confessed because he feared Bo Dukes, Ryan's former friend and roommate, who the defense implied is responsible. Aside from the confession, jurors also heard about the glove. So this was really big. When they were at Tara's house, looking for her and investigating the house, there was a glove on the lawn, like a hospital latex glove on the lawn, and the glove had Ryan Duke's DNA on it, but it also had 3 different profiles, and Bo's DNA could not be ruled out. Aside from the confession, jurors also heard about the glove, which the state said is a vital piece of evidence found in Grinstead's front yard. The GBI said the glove contains DNA from 2 people on it, Grinstead and Duke. On day 2, jurors heard from the first investigators at the Grinstead's home. Yeah, the prosecutor is very, very snarky. They call her Big Red because she has bright red hair, but she's just so hard to watch. Like, she just, I don't know. I think that's a big reason why the jury went in his favor too, because she was just so unlikable. Just so unlikable. Like, I couldn't stand the woman. Oh, I have nowhere to put this book. I have notes in there. All right, jurors heard from the first investigators at Grinstead's home after she didn't show up to work on Monday in October 2005. Perhaps the biggest takeaway from court was the evidence found at her home back in 2005, or rather the evidence the investigators couldn't find. GBI Special Agent Jeff Rosler and Osceola Police Officer Bill Barr said they looked at all the doors and windows in her home on the day she was reported missing. There was no sign of forced entry. That's okay. Investigators also testified that friends of Grinstead were in and out of the home while officers were working the scene, but there was no evidence the crime scene had been cleaned. GBI agent Franklin Weathersby testified he collected 117 swabs from Grinstead's car in 2005, nearly 2 months after she vanished. The problem was the car sat unsupervised at her home for at least part of the time. Also, I believe the neighbor, so she was like really close with her neighbors, and there were this old couple who would like look out for her. And it's really weird, but the neighbor took her car to get detailed after she went missing. Like, I don't know why. Hi, Tara Boom. It's just really bizarre why he would, like, she's missing and he takes her car to get detailed. I don't know. The guy was like an older man and his wife, but yeah, investigators did not know who had been in and out of their car, and her next door neighbor had her car detailed sometime after she disappeared, making it difficult for investigators to collect anything. Also, I believe her sister went in and like changed the sheets or everything, and I think she tried to do it because she knew she was like having an affair with the police officer or maybe the student. I don't know, but they found semen from the one police officer on her bed sheets. Day 3 bombshell information rocked the courtroom as most of the day's testimony came from retired GBI Special Agent Gary Rothwell. He said the media attention made it difficult to investigate Grinstead's disappearance. He also detailed how evidence collected at her home was transported to the crime lab. He also admitted the names of Ryan Duke and Bo Dukes had come up in the investigation more than a decade before, but agents did not follow up, assuming Osceola police had cleared them. Yeah, so they had tips about them because I believe at a party they were like bragging about killing her, the both of them. Like many years before. Day 4 testimony focused on video. Sorry, I was reading the chat for a second. Testimony focused on video from 2017 where Duke confessed to investigators that he killed Grinstead. The courtroom spent the morning watching his taped confession and then watched video of Duke trying to show investigators where he claimed to have burned Grinstead's body. After viewing the videos, both the prosecution and the defense questioned GBI agent Jason Shoutout about what state Duke was in at the time of the confession. So this, how long is this? I can play this. This is his confession. I think this is where he let me see how long it is real quick. Come on. Oh, it's short.
Day 4 of testimony in the Ryan Duke murder trial focused on video from 2017 when Duke confessed to investigators he killed missing Osceola teacher Tara Grinstead.
But without a shadow of a doubt in your mind, you're certain that this is the area.
Yes, sir, this is the area.
Where y'all cremated her.
Anywhere in a couple football field radius of this whole road, I'm 100% positive.
Jurors also viewed video of Duke leading GBI investigator Jason Shodell into the pecan orchard where Grinstead's remains were eventually found. Both the prosecution and the defense questioned Shodell about Duke's mental state at the time he confessed, with numerous objections from both attorneys. Defense attorney Ashley Merchant questioned Shodell about his interview with Duke.
He told you he didn't take anything from the house at first. That's about 10 and a half minutes in. And then you told him you didn't take her purse and keys. You didn't put them in a dumpster. And he said, I may have.
Correct.
So he didn't introduce that I took her purse and keys. You're the one that introduced that fact.
Correct. He just confirmed it.
Well, he said I may have. He didn't know.
Well, again, if I didn't do it, I'm not going to say I may have or it's possible I didn't do it. No, that's not it.
Unless you're scared.
GBI evidence analysis are scheduled to testify tomorrow. To watch more of our coverage of the Grinstead case, look for this story on our website, 13wmaz.com, and our YouTube channel.
Yeah, that was short. So, day 5, the state called 3 evidence analysts to testify. It was a short day in court. Day 6, defense attorneys questioned the prosecution witnesses on whether there was any forensic evidence tying Duke to Tara Grinstead's murder. A forensic specialist testified DNA recovered from bone fragments at a pecan grove in Ben Hale County was inconclusive, meaning prosecutors could not confirm. It was Grinstead's remains. The state then rested its case. Duke's defense team said that none of the evidence presented proved Grinstead died of a homicide, so the defense asked the judge for a directed verdict. It was overruled, and the defense began presenting its case. So on top of the uncertainty with his confession, they really did a crappy job on this case. Like, there was just not enough evidence. Like, the glove, it did tie to Ryan, but it also had other DNA on it, so it could have been tied to Bo. Day 7, Ryan Duke took the stand in his own defense and told the courtroom a different story than what he told investigators in his 2017 confession. He said back in 2005 that Bo had no job, no money, and sponged off him by living in his trailer. He testified Bo would steal from him. He also claimed that on the night of October 22nd, 2005, the night Tara went missing, he and Bo drank beer and did shots of tequila. Duke said Bo woke him around 8 a.m. the next morning and told him he killed Grinstead. The two men were classmates at Irwin County High, where Grinstead taught. He later testified that Bo took him to a pecan orchard in Ben Hill County. The prosecution started poking holes in Duke's testimony, asking him why investigators found a glove with his and Grinstead's DNA on it in our front yard. He also argued that Duke's various stories contradicted each other. Bo Dukes was also called in to testify, but he pleaded the fifth to avoid incriminating himself. Yeah, so they had Bo come in, but he basically just went on the stand and pled the fifth and didn't say anything so he couldn't further incriminate himself. So the only thing that's a little weird to me is Ryan. I get a drink of my. Ryan admitted to this guy, Zach, that he had a relationship with Tara Grinstead. But here in court, he denies it. So, yeah, never a good idea to incriminate yourself. Yeah, I would probably plead the fifth too, to be honest. I mean, he's already in jail. I think he's in jail because he was in the military and he did some thing where he stole a bunch of military equipment he worked in the military, where he like ordered equipment for the military, like TVs, stuff like that, and he would order things for himself, and he got caught, and he's in jail for that. And that's another reason why Ryan said that he felt comfortable now coming out about it, is because he was afraid of Bo, and then Bo was in jail now. I don't know if he's in jail for the RAPE stuff, but he definitely was accused by several women. And there's actually articles about that, and I'll pull them up so you guys can see. So day 8, the day started with a hearing. Oh, you know what? Before I move on, let me tell you what Ryan testified to. Okay. Ryan Duke testified he had been passed out by the toilet of his mobile home in the early morning hours of October 3rd, 2005, when his friend Bo Dukes woke him up and confessed to the murder of Tara Grinstead. This comes after Bo allegedly confessed to investigators that he helped Ryan Duke burn Tara Grinstead's body at a family member's pecan orchard. Bo is currently serving a 25-year sentence for his role in the crime. Oh, okay. So Bo's also in jail for his role in covering up Tara's body. So he admitted to that. So he's in jail for that as well. But I don't think there's enough evidence for him to be charged with Tara's murder now, because I don't think they would be able to bring him back and charge him with murder, because there's just not enough evidence. They screwed up the case. They asked Ryan, Ryan testified the roles had been reversed and that he only helped after she was already dead. Did you murder Tara Grinstead? He said, I did not. He said Bo often left violent, pornographic material, including images of bondage that he found offensive, and did not contribute financially. Bo Dukes implicated Ryan in the crime. Bo lived with Ryan and his brother at the time. He described it as a fraught relationship. Ryan said he had been drinking beer and tequila. He recalls passing out in the bathroom near the toilet, throwing up, and said he was awakened early next morning by Bo, who allegedly claimed he killed Grinstead. He looked panicked, freaked out, but Bo showed him the slain teacher's purse. He initially believed that Bo had just robbed her. He discovered the grim reality when Bo took him to Tara's body in his family's pecan orchard. She was beat up. She had bruises on her arms and legs. I'm dry heaving. I'm crying. Bo laughed, and he almost seemed delighted and cheerful, and started to molest her body. He pushes her shirt up and starts fondling her. I don't want to say those words out loud because I don't know if YouTube's going to give me help for it. So I remember telling him to stop, and I remember how he looked at me. Yeah, I could never live with myself if I killed someone too. And I think Ryan was having a really hard time with that, like, even that he helped. Like, he just Ryan does come off like a scared, like, nervous guy. You know what I mean? So I can kind of see Bo being, like, scaring him and being, like, dominant towards him. I seen the way he looked at me. It was like I had never seen him before. He promised to never say I promised to never say a thing because Bo threatened to burn down my home. He said this place would light up like a wildfire. He said the incident put him in a downward spiral, attempting to commit suicide. He was heavily under the influence when he confessed. He claims he falsely confessed because he didn't think Bo would ever tell the truth. He's afraid of him. I was prepared to take the blame for something I didn't do. He wasn't able to hide the truth from his dad, and he was only comfortable telling the truth because Bo is in prison now. Prosecution brought up conflicting stories where Ryan told his friend that he was sleeping with Tara, even though he insisted he didn't know her. Bo Dukes immediately pled the fifth. And supposedly Ryan attempted to drive to Tara's house to return her wallet. And then I guess he he made the call on the payphone to see if she was home, to see if she was okay, because he didn't know that Bo had killed her initially. So he went to go try and return the stuff. And then Bo eventually took him to the pecan orchard. The glove outside of Tara's home had 3 DNA profiles on it. He testified they were gloves from his house, and they were used to clean the cat litter box and to take the trash out. I believe his brother was like a germaphobe. No evidence or DNA was found in Tara's home. So I guess they had told this kid, Garland Latt, and they told him that they killed Tara, like at a party. He was the guy. And he said that she was wearing a t-shirt, jogging pants, and she was not wearing shoes. There was also another guy that was supposedly with them, this guy Ben, but he died, so they can't really use him to prove anything. But so anyway, day 8, the day started with a hearing about whether to allow testimony about Bo Dukes. Jurors were not present for the hearing, and Judge Bill Reinhart ultimately ruled jurors would not hear the testimony once the trial resumed. In its rebuttal, the prosecution called Mitchell Posey, a GBI inspector and medical examiner, as an expert in analysis of Duke's testimony. Duke's defense lawyers have argued he was under duress during the interview, that he was scared and under the influence of painkillers. Posey said the agent interviewing Duke made mistakes while questioning him, but he still found the confession credible. Judge Reinhart questioned 2 jurors about falling asleep in the jury box during the afternoon's testimony. One was dismissed. Wow, can you imagine that? 2 jurors fell asleep in the jury box? My goodness. I mean, they probably fell asleep when Big Red was up. Even if you killed someone with good reason, I'd proactive still feel guilt. Yeah, same. Me too. I mean, unless they were trying to, like, kill my kid, then I'd be like, I wouldn't feel guilt. They were trying to kill my baby, I wouldn't feel bad at all. But anyone else, yeah. Or, like, anyone in my family, Sorry, I need a drink. I have bad allergies, so my throat gets a little froggy. Okay, where was I? Day 9. Each side presented in its closing arguments. The defense emphasized these points to the jury. They believe it should be Bo Dukes on trial for Grinstead's murder. They said Dukes confessed under duress, and they believe the quality of the physical evidence in the case is poor. The prosecution stood ready to address those points in its statement. They pointed out repeatedly that Duke voluntarily confessed and replayed portions of his confession. They pointed out the physical evidence, including the glove containing Duke's DNA, and prosecutor Brad Rigby referred to the jurors as truth seekers in telling them to honor their oath. Here's a little case history. I don't know if you guys want me to go over it, but 2005, evidence of the case dates back nearly 17 years to October 22nd, 2005, when the Asila teacher and beauty queen vanished. Her body was never found, and no one was charged in the case, but law enforcement continued to chase numerous clues and tips. 2011, the Irwin County Sheriff said he got a tip telling them to search near a bridge on Reedy Creek. He says a dive team and deputies searched for more than 4 hours and found nothing. Law enforcement searched a pond in Ben Hill County, but said they didn't find what they were looking for. Oh, wait. By the way, if anyone ever wants to come up and shoot the shit, just let me know. But I'll post the StreamYard link just in case. But if anyone ever wants to come up, just tell me to drop the link. Law enforcement searched a pond in Ben Hill County, but they said they didn't find what they were looking for. Fall 2016, a true crime podcast is released, bringing renewed national attention to the case that's up and vanished. GBI agents took Ryan Alexander Duke into custody on February 22nd, 2017. Duke was charged on 6 counts, including Grinstead's murder. GBI searched a Ben Hill County pecan farm for Grinstead's remains on the 28th. At the time, agents did not say what they were looking for or what was found. It was later revealed during Beauduc's trial that GBI agents found human bone fragments at the orchard. In March 2017, a second man, Beauduc, was charged with helping conceal Grinstead's body. He and Ryan were high school classmates, and his uncle, Randy Hudson, owned the pecan farm where investigators were searching for Tara. Hey, Thumb Thug. Thanks, Tara. I will read books every day to people. If you want me to read books, I got you. December 2018, a leaked confession hit the internet outlining an alleged 2017 interview between Ryan and GBI. As investigators worked to figure out who posted it, Ryan's accused accomplice, Bo, was ordered back to federal prison for charges in a separate case. But before turning himself in, he was charged with sexually assaulting 2 women in Houston County. Considered armed and dangerous, he led authorities on a 4-day manhunt before being taken into custody at a relative's house in Irwin County. So yeah, he was charged with, I think with those 2 women, that they were the ones where he held a gun to them and forced them to, do stuff to him. And then he was on the run and considered armed and dangerous in a 4-day manhunt, and they finally got him. So yeah, he's doing a long time. Beauduc's trial in Wilcox County ended in late March, and he was found guilty of concealing Tara Grinstead's death and lying to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. He was sentenced to 25 years. Ryan Duke's trial was supposed to start on April 1st, but the last minute Georgia Supreme Court granted a delay after his defense filed an emergency motion. Ryan Duke and his lawyers would argue for the state to cover funds for an investigator for Ryan. They had arguments of whether they would cover, if the court would cover the funds for them, and then they ended up going to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court gave it to him. Hold on, I'm just skipping past this because this stuff's like. Anyway, let me go up to the top so you could see where they read his charges. So he was found not guilty on all counts.
In the Superior Court of Irwin County, Georgia, in the indictment 2017 CR 027, the state of Georgia versus Ryan Alexander Duke, we the jury find the defendant count 1, malice murder, not guilty. Count 2, felony murder, not guilty. Count 3, felony murder, not guilty. Count 4, aggravated assault, not guilty. Count 5, burglary, not guilty. Count 6, concealing death of another, guilty. It is signed this date, May 20th, 2022, and signed by the foreperson.
All right, thank you, Ms. Ross. Either side like the jury to be polled.
Sad. I feel bad for him. He does look kind of scared. Sorry, I meant to mute. I had to blow my nose, and I didn't. So, So count 1, malice murder, not guilty. Count 2, felony murder, not guilty. Oh, hold on.
All right.
Here we go. Count 3, murder, not guilty. Count 4, aggravated assault, not guilty. Count 5, burglary, not guilty. And count 6, concealing the death of another, guilty. So I think that he can only get 10 years at the most. And he already has done 5. So he's only really going to do like 5 years at the most. He might even get less than that. So, I mean, he might not even have to do any jail time because he's been in jail for 5 years. So if they think 5 years is enough, he might be out. Here is the
jury. This was hard. This was a very hard case.
it's hard to listen. Anytime you lose a member of the community, especially a beloved member of the community, it's very hard to listen to that evidence and to fairly decide this. But we think that the jury, they got it right, and we're very, very happy with the result. We believe in Ryan, and we've believed in him this entire time, and we're so, so pleased that the jury listened and gave it everything that they did. Yes, so Monday we'll have a sentencing hearing. Ryan's facing a possibility of up to 10 years in prison. He's already served 5 years. He's been in custody this entire time. So he'll get credit for all of that time, and the judge can give him anywhere between 1 year and 10 years in custody. But Monday is really about the Grinsteads and letting them speak and letting them be heard, and that's what it's really about on Monday.
Did Ryan say anything to you after he came down? We saw him emotional. What did he tell you guys before he left?
He was very emotional. He said thank you many, many times, just kept saying thank you. And he felt like the jury heard him. And it's something that's been weighing on his mind for a very long time.
Okay, Sarah.
I asked him if he
Sorry,
wanted to
guys.
speak on Monday, and he said Monday is about the Grinsteads. Monday is for the Grinsteads to speak, and he wants it to be focused on them.
Stephen, you compared a verdict to for all this time that he's been in
Oh,
jail.
also, his lawyers took on this case pro bono because they believed in his innocence so
Yes, sir.
much.
The emotion is very real. Ryan's been locked up for a while now, and we're very thankful for the jury and listening and believing in him, and we're excited to get this chapter of our life over with and move on to the next one.
What do you think made the difference in this trial?
You would have to ask somebody from the jury. I'm not sure.
I bet you that redhead
Ryan
made a big difference.
Ryan, I mean,
I'm gonna find you guys a video of Big
You
Red.
saw Ryan,
so you can
and
see
you
how
saw
obnoxious
him
she is.
Speak the truth and be comfortable finally telling what
You look
happened.
well.
And he's hoping that brings some closure to the community and to the Grinstead family. But I think that really made the difference.
And they kept asking about concealing a death.
They did. They kept asking us about venue on concealing a death, whether or not, because when he took the stand, he admitted to his role, which was in Ben Hill County. And so I think that they had they were confused and had some issues on whether or not it happened in Irwin County or Ben Hill County. But I think that they got it right at the end of the day.
A strand that we use to compare.
We believed in Ryan. Stephen actually called me, and we, my husband John and I, we have our own family practice. It's a small family law firm, and we always have felt very strongly about doing pro bono work. We've always done pro bono work, and we think that it's something that lawyers should do. And so we always had one case, and it was just the timing was great because I had just resolved a case that I had, a pro bono case, and so I knew about the case. I had done some interviews on the podcast, and we knew about it, and met with Stephen, met with their family, and just fell in love with them, fell in love with the community, and wanted to come down and help.
That's his brother right there, if you guys don't know. They look alike, don't they?
A lot of the last minute things, getting things last minute, that was kind of frustrating. We like to be prepared, and we like to have things ahead of time. And so sometimes
I'm going to pull up Big Red real quick. Hold up. Wait till you see this lady. Oh my gosh, she was so obnoxious. I guarantee you the jury just because of her. I would have done it too because I just could not stand this woman. Hopefully this is a good clip of her. I have no idea what she's going to say. I just found it. So hopefully Court TV is not the striking type.
Use the phrase minor profile. When you say minor profile, let me ask you, you said I should have asked this first. Of the 3 DNA profiles that you obtained from the outside of the glove, did any of those correspond to what Ms. Hobgood had obtained in 2005?
Yes.
Of those 3 that were on the outside, what
she's not even
to what she obtained
being angry right here. When she was angry, she was so obnoxious. But she's normal here, and she's even snotty.
From the outside of the glove in 2015, can you tell us if we know who any of those
I wish I could find one where she was yelling.
Who any of those persons were?
One individual,
Nice.
yes.
And who was that?
Tara Grinstead.
The DNA profile, the second, what you refer to as major DNA profile from the outside that was not Tara. What did we know about that in 2015?
Let's try this. Hold on.
In 2015.
share with them on a flash drive, and during my cross-examination, I can share the screen. So that's not a problem as long as it's going to be on a computer.
I can't find an angry clip of her, but she's just angry. She was so... Ugh, I just don't like her. I don't know what it was. I couldn't even watch like her when she would question people. I had to like wait till the defense did and go back because I just couldn't stand her. She would like berate people. All right, I'm gonna move on to Johnny Depp. Yeah, like she's just the way she talks and just carries herself. She does not come off likable at all. It's just so, I don't even know how to describe it, but she's very, very unlikable. Well, I wanted to go over here. We'll leave that there. Let me pull up the other one. So, a good friend of mine. We were talking about what Amber Heard would get, considering like how long she's been married to Johnny, etc. So I'm probably gonna do a live about that, like a big part of that in another live, but that's definitely a big reason why I think she, like, in my opinion, tried to blackmail Johnny, because she wasn't entitled to his stuff. Because in California, depending on the length of your marriage, that's what you get. And if they acquired things together, or if they were owned, still cleaning glitter. Like, I didn't even see you in here. Hi. But like, for instance, if you're together for 7 years, I believe you get like alimony for half of that. They were together for like 15 months, so she would get like alimony for like 7.5 months. And like a property, if they acquired a property together, but I don't believe they did. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that they had I'm pretty sure Johnny already owned the penthouses before they were together. So she technically really wouldn't have been entitled to much. So I think that's a big reason why she demanded that stuff. I doubt she would have got. Yeah, I don't even think she would have gotten that much. She got 7 million. Is that all she got? 7 million? Didn't she get like the Range Rover? I forget what else she got, but she wouldn't even have got that much, in my opinion. So anyone saying that she was entitled to half of his money, she was not. She wouldn't even have gotten probably wouldn't even have gotten 7 million. Let me pull up the articles. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. All right, so let me go over some of the. So after her cross-examination, did everyone see where she like walked out before the jury even left? She like stormed off. That was kind of rude, but. Hey, Alexis, I just did all the Tara Grinstead stuff, and now you're in here. After I go over this, if you want to come talk Tara Grinstead, we'll come up and talk about it afterwards. But I went over the whole thing. Alexis is my Tara Grinstead expert. She was the one who got me into the case to begin with. So, where are we? Okay. So, after the cross-examination, they started, I believe, if I remember correctly, Raquel Pennington's deposition. So Raquel was one of the many freeloaders that were living in Johnny's penthouses, which I find really interesting because most abusers like to alienate people's family from that, like their family and friends from them. He did quite the opposite. He moved Raquel and her husband in their own penthouse, her sister in her own penthouse, moved her parents closer to them. So I just think it's kind of... Oh, I forgot about Whitney. They did Whitney too. Her sister went up there. Totally forgot about Whitney. Who else was on the day? Who else did they do on the day they did Whitney? Whitney was like the big one that day. Hold on. We'll go over Whitney's real quick. So Whitney's testimony was a little different than Amber's, like their story. Whitney, her... At one point she said the stair fight or whatever. Hold on a second. I'm trying to pull up a article that we can go over because I forgot about Whitney. So Whitney, she testified that during like the stair fight that she ran up the stairs to Amber, which is weird because Amber also testified that she ran up the stairs when it was happening too, but Whitney was saying that Amber was already up there. Another thing that was really big in Whitney's testimony, they asked her if during one morning when they had a fight, if she was under the influence, and Whitney said, "Oh no, it was when I first woke up. It was one of the like very few times that I was sober." It's like, why would you say that? Because now anything she says, just like, you know, she was drunk or, you know, under the influence of something all the time. So Amber Heard's sister testified Wednesday that she found herself in the middle of fights, literally and figuratively, between her sister and Johnny Depp during their troubled relationship. She's the first witness to testify at the 5-week civil trial to say she personally witnessed Depp hitting Heard. Depp has testified he never struck Heard. She testified the fight occurred in March 2015. Now, mind you, Amber fully supports her sister. So, well, I don't know about fully supports, but she definitely supports her in a way. Henriquez testified the fight occurred in March 2015, a month after Depp and Heard's wedding, when Heard found evidence that Depp had already had an extramarital affair. Henriquez recounted that an inebriated Depp blamed Heard for forcing him into the extramarital encounter. At one point, she said she was caught between Depp and Heard as he charged up a staircase to confront Heard. Henriquez said she was struck in the back and Heard became enraged and landed one on Depp, with Henriquez stuck between the two. I think they had like matching necklaces on too. Let me see if I can. They had like little friendship necklaces on that match. And if anyone noticed, she was definitely trolling some people because Amber had bee earrings on. So I guess to like try and be funny about her dog stepped on a bee thing. Here we go. One of Depp's bodyguards intervened and broke up the fight, but by that time, Johnny had already grabbed Amber by the hair with one hand and was whacking her repeatedly in the face with the other. It was the only time, Henriquez said, that she personally witnessed the physical assault, but she said she saw the aftermath of other fights, including bruises on Heard. She said she had the nickname marriage counselor for the frequent efforts to mediate arguments between Heard and Depp. Clearly not very well, she said of her mediation efforts. I remember at one point they asked her, like, if she was getting physically abused, like, why didn't you try and protect her? Which I thought was pretty interesting because she was like, oh, well, you know, I did what I thought that she wanted. But I don't think it was because she did what she thought Amber wanted. I think she didn't protect her because she was getting a free penthouse and free drugs from Johnny. So why would you want to be out of that situation when you're living in a nice ass penthouse for free? She was wearing Gucci earrings to match Johnny's Gucci tie pin. Oh, okay. She had like bee ones on, like bumblebee ones. They said she was like trolling TikTok. Sorry. She acknowledged on cross-examination that she sided with Depp at times in their disputes, and she said she worked to keep the couple together even after she watched her sister be physically assaulted. My sister said that she still wanted to be with Johnny, and if I could help with that in any way, I was going to support her. I was going to be there for her. She admitted that once she even joked in a text message that Depp should hit Heard, but she said she didn't really understand what her sister was going through at the time. Enrique also told a story about Depp's behavior at Heard's 30th birthday party in April 2016, one of the final fights between the couple. She said, people took turns sharing favorite memories of Heard. Depp, who arrived late and intoxicated to the party, decided to tell a story about when he first met Heard as she auditioned for a movie and she sat on a couch and her perfect butt left the perfect imprint in the couch. We were all kind of embarrassed. Like, why would they even talk about that? What does that have to do with anything? But in a recorded deposition played for juror. Oh, so hold on. Where were we? This talks about Raquel now. So Raquel was freeloader number 2 who lived in another penthouse with all her, her husband. No rent they had to pay, all that good stuff. In a recorded deposition played for jurors, Raquel Pennington said she never personally witnessed Depp strike Heard, but she said she saw the injuries and she took photos of Heard's face in 2015 after a fight in which Heard says Depp headbutted her and perhaps broke her nose. The photos show a swollen nose, a cut lip, and 2 moderately black eyes on Heard's face. She also took a photo of strands of hair that she said were ripped from Heard's scalp. I don't believe the acting coach that testified for Amber. I miss the acting coach. I'll go through and find stuff of her testimony. I watched a lot of the stuff, but I missed. Was that the short hair blonde lady? She had like real short blonde hair, and it was like I saw bits and pieces of that, but I don't remember. The depositions get so boring to me, so I get sidetracked. And then there was, the lady with the long black hair who looked like you want to be Kim Kardashian, or was that the acting coach? Maybe I seen bits and pieces of hers too, but dark hair. Okay, I know who you're talking about. The one that said she had to hide when they were fighting. Is that who you're talking about? Yeah, she reconnected with everyone before their deposition. She reconnected with Josh Drew, too. Heard often had to cover bruises and injuries on her face with makeup, said Pennington, one of the many witnesses whose testimony was previously recorded. Pennington's deposition was so weird. Something was wrong with her. Like, she was like, yes, yes, yes. Like, I don't know what the hell was going on, but it was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. She was like in slow motion and couldn't remember anything, and she would have to think for like 10 minutes before saying anything. I had such a hard time watching her too. I was like, what is she doing? Like, what's wrong with this girl? She said that Amber told her that JD cut his own figure with a bottle, and different person. Oh, so this is a different one. All right, I'm trying to go back and remember all of them. So, the long hair one, and then the short blonde, heavier set, dark hair. I must have missed that girl because I don't remember the heavier set chick. Well, of course, Amber's going to say that. Amber's not going to admit that she cut Johnny's finger off. Like, why would she tell somebody that? The December. Pennington said she doesn't really consider herself a current friend of hers and that the two grew apart in the last year. The December 2015 fight is one of the several disputed incidents. While jurors have seen the photos taken by Pennington documenting the injuries, they have also seen the video of Heard's appearance on the late-night talk show the next day, in which the injuries are not visible. So, the one that they're talking about with all the pictures with the busted lip and all that, she was on, what's that guy's name? James Corden or James whatever, Corbin. I forget how to say his last name. But anyway, that guy, she was on his show and she didn't have any injuries. And she was opening her mouth like all big. And you would have, that would have been hard for her to do with a busted lip. It just does not add up. Corbin, that's how you say it. Yeah. Where was I? I always lose my place. Pennington's testimony came after Heard wrapped up her time on the witness stand Tuesday, including 2 grueling days of cross-examination with Depp's lawyers questioned Heard about the truthfulness of her allegations of physical and sexual abuse. That's another thing, too. Sorry, but there's just no effing way this woman put a freaking bottle up her hoo-ha and didn't have to go to the doctors. I'm sorry, just no way. No way. And she thought it was broken. So if it was broken, I mean, there's just no way. There's more blood vessels in there than like anywhere else in your body. If there was a broken bottle inside of her, it would have been a mess. She would have had to have went and got medical attention. She's full of crap. I mean, unless it was like one of those little itty bitty, like bottles that are like this big. But even then, if he forced it up in her, that's still she might not need medical attention, but just, I don't buy it. I'm not buying it. Just not buying it. Yeah, at the James Corbin show, she opened her mouth so wide. If that was busted, it would have hurt her mouth. And she looked fine. Every incident that she describes. And here's another thing. I don't know if anyone's ever read Adam Waldman's tweets, but hold on, we're going to do this. But he makes some really good points. And I feel like we should go over his tweets. I'm sorry, I have like the worst ADD when I'm doing this, so I go from like one thing to the other and don't finish things. I'm trying, but I really feel like I need to show these, so we'll go back to what we were doing after that. Here we go. Yeah, I feel like what's his name was even emotional too. Io, when Io testified, I feel like he was even a little emotional too. Like he really believed that, she was being hurt. But even his testimony doesn't make sense because he said that he told Amber to have some guy call 911. I forget the guy's name. I don't know if it was Travis, the bodyguard, or somebody else. And then in his deposition, he said that he told her to have some girl Lauren call. But like in his text and what he said were two different. So that doesn't even make sense. Oh yeah. Then she had the backless dress on in Russia where Johnny was leaning on her back. There was nothing wrong. Then when she broke her nose, she was at the Don Rickles event and her nose was perfect. And then what was the other one? Her broken ribs. She had broken ribs, she claimed. And then she went tubing in the ocean in a bikini. In a fucking bikini. There was no broken ribs. I mean, you would see some shit like that, right? I mean, I don't know. I never had broken ribs, but I would imagine that there would be marks if you had broken ribs. And when she says she has a broken nose, if you Google broken noses, like every nose is like this big, sideways. She claims she never had to get it reset. Nothing like that. And the only reason that she found out that she broke her nose was because she went to an ear, nose, and throat doctor later on, and they told her that she had a broken nose. Which I don't believe either. Where are your medical records? Show them. If, like, you would have them. Why are they not there? And to tell the 911 operator that it was an act of assault in order to get the police there faster. Yes. It was a lie. Alright, so Adam Waldman, it was Johnny's lawyer, who made a lot of I mean, he outed Amber on Twitter bad. Like, he put all the tweets on Twitter, like, explaining everything. And that's why they had that hashtag expert on. They were trying to prove that Adam Waldman's tweets lost her money or caused the uproar of, Amber Turd hashtags and stuff like that. They were trying to say that, like, he defamed her. But, which I thought was really funny, really fucking funny, was they only hurt themselves by bringing this hashtag specialist on there, because this hashtag specialist just basically showed the jury that the world hated Amber Heard. Like, they like showed the jury that, like, millions and millions of people hate Amber Heard and that they believe Johnny Depp. So, I mean, like, it really didn't do anything good for Amber, in my opinion. I don't even know why they brought up that expert, but whatever. So, I was confused about this. Hold on. I was confused about this tweet when I first read it. Yes, Team Johnny, all the way. I was confused about this one. I couldn't figure out what the heck it meant. So if anyone knows what this means, please fill me in. But Justice Nichols on disregarding confession audio tapes. A witness giving evidence in court does so under oath or affirmation to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The audio tapes had a purpose different from simply conveying truthful information. So there must have been some audio tapes that were different than like a under oath confession, I guess. Oh, there was Amber is a liar, Amber Turd. Amber Heard is a liar, Amber Turd. Justice for Johnny. There was a bunch, but all they did was just prove that, they just did not, like, they didn't do her a favor at all. Yeah, did you have, like, a bruise around your ribs, though, still cleaning glitter? I've never had a broken rib before, so, like, would you physically see it? Alright. Johnny Depp, I don't want a divorce. I never wanted a fucking divorce. I didn't want you to fucking go to Coachella. Presumably a reference to the fact that Miss Heard and a group of friends went to Coachella. Oh yeah, and she got really fucked up at the Coachella thing. Without effing talking to me because I left you because you effing haymakered me, man. You came around the bed to effing start punching on me. So I guess this is an audio file. So this is an audio file where Johnny says that Amber haymakered him and punched him. Never mind, this isn't the one that I'm talking about then. The audio when he told Johnny to suck it was so disgusting. And also her evil, vile... Oh yeah, when she was telling him to suck his own dick. Yeah, she's really good. She's like got like an evil Harley Quinn laugh, you know what I mean? You know what one really irked me, the audio? When she's talking to him about his kid, and she says something like, oh, well, I forget. I think it was about playing guitar. And she says something to him about, like, oh, maybe his stepdad will teach him to play guitar or something. It's like, why would you even bring up somebody's kids? Like, that's so disgusting. I don't know. That just infuriated me. Yeah, Cruella. Cruella's like one of my favorite One of my favorite villains, by the way. Where was I? So yeah, he basically says he left because she haymakered him. She came around the bed and started punching on him. And then she said, "I'm so sad. I love you so much." A haymaker is a particularly violent punch. Yeah, a haymaker is like you wind that shit up, you know? Mr. Sherborne submitted that there was no hint of denial in Miss Heard's response. In her evidence, Miss Heard said that she did sometimes throw pots and pans at Mr. Depp, but only to try and escape him, and as a means of self-defense. She also said at times in argument, too, she was being sarcastic. In my view, no great weight is to be put on these alleged admissions by Miss Heard to aggressive, violent behavior. It is trite to say, but nonetheless true, that these conversations are quite different to evidence in court. A witness giving evidence in court does so under an oath or affirmation to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Questioning can be controlled by the judge. Questions which are unclear and can be rephrased. If a question is not answered, it can be pressed, subject to the court's control, and if still unanswered, may be the proper object of comment. None of those features applied to these conversations, which, in any event, according to Miss Heard, had a purpose or purposes different from simply conveying truthful information. Oh yeah, I've seen it. Them talking about him dating Camille. Like, please. I take the same view of recording transcript. Blah blah blah. Okay. Let me get picture 2. Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry. Why did it go? Oh, there it is. As for what Johnny says about my so-called agenda in marrying him for financial benefit or to somehow further my career, that is preposterous. I remained financially independent from him the whole time we were together, and the entire amount of my divorce settlement was donated to charity, which is a lie, and she admitted that it was a lie. It's a freaking lie. Her entire divorce settlement was not donated to charity, and she told people that it was, which now I've heard that the UK may be investigating her for perjury for that statement. She was even on a Danish TV show where she basically admitted that she had paid the full amount. And get this, the full amount was given to her 13 months before she got sued. Like, she said, "Oh, well, I couldn't pay the full amount because Johnny sued me and all my money had to go towards legal fees." But that's a straight up bold-faced lie because she got the payment 13 months before Johnny even sued her. In fact, my desire to remain financially independent was one of the main sources of conflict during our relationship, which I think is bullcrap too, because that's the whole reason in the first place that she went and got the TRO, because he didn't give her what she wanted, and because she really wasn't entitled to anything. They were together for 15 months. She's probably entitled to crap. I mean, she probably wasn't even entitled to $7 million. And exactly what she told her parents. And there's text messages from her parents apologizing to Johnny that she only filed this because they told her if she didn't, she would have nowhere to live. And she even tried to change the locks the day after the fight. And because she was sneaking James Franco in the house, and she didn't want Johnny to come and walk in his own home that he owned. So, and to make it even better, do you guys know about Doug Stanhope? So, I was watching Joe Rogan one day, and he was talking about Doug Stanhope, and then how he's good friends with Johnny. So I looked up Doug Stanhope, and he wrote like a piece that Amber tried to sue him for, where basically said on the same day that Amber said that big fight happened at the penthouses that caused her to go get a TRO, He was over Johnny's house that morning, and Johnny had told him that Amber was going to blackmail him, and he knew it. He said, she's going to blackmail me. I know it. And they left, and later that day, she put her plan into action, which she claimed that he abused her. And then she tried to change the locks on the door, which she got caught by Ben King, who told her she had to ask to do it because she was bringing James Franco into the house and she didn't want to get caught. Yeah, dodged a bullet on that one for sure. Well, Elon didn't even get to dodge a bullet because if you look at the one picture with her and Elon got a big ass bruise on his face. So, yeah. But, and I think I would bet that baby is Elon's baby because they went and did he gave her saved his sperm or whatever. They got eggs done. And then when he moved on, he didn't want her to have it anymore and she wouldn't give it up. And now she just suddenly has a baby. All right, let me go back. As Miss Waugh said in her closing submission, if Miss Heard had been constructing a hoax, there are various measures which she might have taken, but which she did not. Yeah, then not only that, but get this. TMZ owns the rights to the cabinet smashing video. So she gave TMZ that video, and I believe they also own the rights to the video where she's walking out of the place with the TRO, and they just happened to be there along with her PR person. Sorry if you guys hear hubby yelling in the background. He's gaming and he's being really loud, and I can't get far enough away from him to avoid it. So,
How is he down there?
a recurring theme in Mr. Depp's evidence was that Miss Heard had constructed a hoax that she had done this as an insurance policy, presumably in the event that the marriage broke down. Mr. Sherburne commented in his closing submissions that Miss Heard had said that she recorded some of her conversations with Depp to show him what he was capable of doing when the monster prevailed, and yet many of these were never played to or shown to Mr. Depp. She was, according to this scenario, hold on, I lost my spot. Nothing more than a gold digger. I have, in the course of this judgment, given reasons why I do not accept this characterization of Miss Heard. Looking at the evidence as a whole, I come to the same conclusion. There is multiplicity of emails, texts, and messages, and diary entries in the papers before me. Hold on a second. I'm going to tell him to be quiet real quick.
How are they breaking me so fast?
Okay. I have quoted some, but by no means all, are from Miss Heard. I recognize, of course, that previous statements by her are not independent evidence of truth of the allegations, yet they are not, on the other hand, inadmissible or relevant for that reason. There are also, as I have shown, sometimes statements from third parties which do corroborate her. I had evidence as to show what Miss Heard had received as a result of the divorce settlement. I have explained that there was no expert evidence to compare those figures with what she would otherwise have been entitled to under California divorce law. The principal element of that settlement was payment to her by Mr. Depp of $7 million. Miss Heard's evidence that she had given this sum away to charity was not challenged on behalf of Mr. Depp in the joint statement issued by Mr. Depp and Miss Heard as part of the deal point memorandum acknowledged that this was her intention. I recognize that there were other elements to the divorce settlement as well, but her donation of the $7 million to charity is hardly the act one would expect of a gold digger. As Miss Waugh said in their closing submissions, if Miss Heard had been constructing a hoax, there are various measures which she might have taken, but which she did not. See paragraph 91 of defendant's closing submissions. I agree that those points add further force to the conclusion I would have anyway have reached, which is to reject the hoax or the insurance policy thesis. It's basically saying like, oh, she donated it to charity, but she didn't. So it kind of does play that. Let me see what else he highlighted in this. That's the same thing. Hold on. Okay, so this is Amber, I think, to Amber Heard. I don't know who this is from, but it's to Amber. Saw Elon yesterday. He's like, I'm the other guy. I read Amber really likes women and only gets with men for their money. Oh, I could see that. And TMZ has a copyright on one of the recordings, right? They can only get that if Amber or Johnny sold it to him and it wasn't him. Yeah. Yeah. TMZ owns it. Yeah, because Emily D. Baker's channel was struck by TMZ for playing it. So that's how we found out. So great. So the 5K is yours, right? And I will count the Depp gift towards your pledge, right? Want to make sure I code the right. Oh, so this must be from the charity. So remember she said on the stand that Elon's donation didn't count towards her pledge? Well, she's full of crap because this email shows that. It show Elon's pledge did count towards her, or pledges did count towards her, or sorry, I said that backwards. Elon's donations did count towards her pledges. So great. So the 500 is yours, right? And I will count the Depp gift towards your pledge. Want to make sure I code them right in the database. Had a great meeting with Elon. Love that guy. Love you too. Yeah, sorry. It was not meant to go through Vanguard. I'm so sorry that I missed you guys. I'm back in LA to see Elon. He said he had a great talk with you. Sorry I missed it. I'm back off to Australia in a couple of days. Hope our paths cross soon. Really looking to finally meeting you. He mentioned that you may have sent an additional 5K gift. I checked with the office today and we did get an anonymous 5K check from Vanguard. Oh, of course, it was anonymous. So he must have sent them anonymously so it looked like it came from Amber. But they have proof of the emails which show that he had sent it. If this is your gift, I'm guessing you want me to apply that to the overall pledge. If so, we have received $350K from you in this $500K gift. I think we discussed that we should count the $1K payment we received from Depp towards your pledge amount. That would bring you up to $950K. Yeah, not even close to $7 million. Let me know if I got this right. Hope you are well. Sending my best. Anthony. No wife will ever be okay with Amber playing in a movie with their husband, in my opinion. Yeah, she sleeps with like every guy she does a movie with. And brings... she's just so sneaky. I can't stand her. Yeah, Emily the lawyer. Emily D. Baker. I love that woman. I watch her sometimes. Just watch like her channel watching it because I just love her commentary. She's funny. All right. Put another way, okay, Laura Wasser. Put another way, if Johnny wants to make a $7 million donation to these charities, he can. That does not excuse, however, his obligation to pay Amber the $7 million that she is donating. Amber and Johnny should and will enjoy the benefits of her generosity. If Johnny is truly interested in such a gesture, he should pay Amber as required by the DPM. She will donate her $7 million, and he can then donate his own $7 million. Either way, the two charities will get $14 million. But no matter what, Johnny must pay Amber the $7 million that he owes her pursuant to the DPM. All right. So a recurring theme in Mr. Depp's evidence was that Ms. Heard had constructed a hoax that she had done with this as an insurance policy. She was, according to the scenario, nothing more than a gold digger. I do not accept this characterization of Mrs. Heard. All right, let's see what these are. This is the Children's Hospital. Dear Ms. Heard, I am following up on the correspondence that Children's Hospital Los Angeles Foundation received on August 26, 2016, which CHLA was notified by Edward White & Company that a $3.5 million pledged gift had been made in your honor. In the correspondence, see enclosure, it states the first of multiple scheduled installments to honor the full amount of Ms. Heard's a $3,500,000 pledge gift. Since the first installment, CHLA has not received further installments. I am inquiring if you have knowledge if CHLA should expect further installments on your behalf or if the pledge will not be fulfilled. I appreciate any insights on this matter and can be reached at via direct line at blah blah blah, CHLA Foundation at blah blah, or via email. Sincerely, Candy Davidson Goldbron. So basically, they didn't get her other pledges. Natalie, the lawyer chick, did a good video comparing all. Is her thing called The Lawyer Chick? Is that her channel name? Ain't gonna lie, the audio where Johnny says, "Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched." Low-key is funny the way he says it. Like he's so done with her at that point. Yep. Yeah, and then she calls him a fucking baby. Like, she's... Ugh, God, I hate her. I read that already. He must have, like, reposted some things. Hold on. However, today, Heard's lawyer in the Virginia-based defamation matter and her client's $100 million counterclaim did noticeably walk back the full extent of the actress's benefactions. Amber has already been responsible for 7 figures in donations to charitable causes and intends to continue to contribute and eventually fulfill her pledge. The Reston located Bradoff added. However, Amber has been delayed in that goal because Mr. Depp filed a lawsuit against her. Consequently, she has been forced to spend millions of dollars defending Mr. Depp's false allegations against her. While implicitly confirming Depp's allegations that the donations weren't fully made, Bradoff's explanation actually further complicates the matter in another manner. Depp sued Heard for defamation in 2019, over 2 years after the divorce settlement. So what were the big bucks Heard had to pay out to lawyers from 2017 to 2019? Sued her over 2 years after. Yeah, wouldn't she have, like, money from doing Aquaman and stuff? Like, why hasn't she fulfilled it yet? Oh, so this is the one you're talking about, Chris. Let me see. Oh, can I?
Baby,
Because
grow
you-
the fuck up,
Because you start
Johnny.
physical fights?
I did start a physical fight.
Yeah, you did, so I had to get the
Because-
fuck out of there.
Yes, you did. So you did the right thing, the big thing. You know what? You are admirable. Every single time. What's your excuse? When there's not a physical fight, then what's the excuse then? You're still being admirable, right? Just by running away?
No great weight is to be put on these alleged admissions by Miss Heard. Heard, I did start a physical fight. Yeah, you did, so I had to get the F out of here. What's your excuse then when there's not a physical fight? You're still running away? Oh, and this is the one where I started watching the 4th one, but I didn't get completely through Alexis, but I got like halfway through before I fell asleep. Did you watch the whole thing? Was it good? Yeah, she played a huge role in it. You guys probably heard this one, but I'll play it again. Why not?
You can please tell people that it was a fair fight and see what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence, and
Yes.
it's a fair fight. And see how many people believe or side with you.
That one's crazy to me. Oh, this is the one where he says, "You punched me." And she's like, "I didn't punch you. I hit you." And he was like, "No, you punched me." I'm sure everyone has heard that one, right? Anyone not heard? If you haven't heard it, I'll play it. There was an allegation in Miss Heard's original statement that on the drive to Sweetser, Mr. Depp held the dog pistol out the window and joked about dropping her. It is not possible to conclude one way or another whether this happened. Look at the picture. She's holding her dog. That's Boo though, isn't it? I don't remember if they're both Yorkies or not, but She's holding that dog out of the window. She accused him of holding the dog out the window, and she is. Sean Bett, 14-year LA Sheriff's Department veteran, Rocky Pennington was hiding inside the apartment whose entrance we were guarding. Justin Nichols, I do not accept Mr. Bett's evidence to the extent that it conflicts with the evidence of Miss Heard, Miss Pennington, or Mr. Drew. Jerry Judge, Mr. Depp's former head of security, has since died. Before his death, he made a declaration for the purpose of the divorce proceedings in California. He said that on the 21st of May 2016, he and Sean Bett had gone with Mr. Depp to the Eastern Columbia building. He said that Mr. Depp was sober. He said that after the three of them entered the apartment, he and Mr. Bett waited in the hallway. He said that about 30 minutes later, they heard raised voices, chiefly Miss Heard's, and entered the apartment. He said that Mr. Depp... Hold on 1 second. I'm going to move my screen so I can see better. Okay. He said that about 30 minutes later they heard raised voices, chiefly Miss Heard's, and entered the apartment. He said that Mr. Depp and Miss Heard were standing about 10 feet apart. Miss Heard was screaming at Mr. Depp. She was berserk. Mr. Judge encouraged Mr. Depp to leave. He said that he did not see Mr. Depp break anything. He never saw Miss Pennington enter the apartment. He did not see any marks or injuries on Miss Heard's face or body. He was about 10 feet away from her. He never heard Miss Heard accuse Mr. Depp of throwing a phone at her or threaten to call the police. So wait a minute. Wait. So apparently, if I read this right, they were blocking a door. They were standing outside of the door to where Raquel Pennington was. Is that what it said? So, like, they never seen her come out? Sean Bett, Rocky Pennington was hiding inside the apartment whose entrance we were guarding. Well, anyway, Jerry Judge was his former bodyguard, and he said that they didn't see anything of the sort. Like, they didn't see any of that happen. Allegations of physical assault by Mr. Depp. Miss Heard was asked about the subsequent expansion of the number of allegations of physical assault by Mr. Depp. Miss Heard responded that her lawyer told her that this was a short application. If Mr. Depp had hit her once, she would qualify for... Oh, okay, so when she went to file for the restraining order, she only put so many incidents. She didn't put all the incidents down. So when they asked her, why didn't you put all the incidents? She said that it was a short application and that if he only had hit her once, she would qualify, so she didn't have to put everything. Miss Spector told her to give her last couple of incidents. Miss Heard denied that the letter from Miss Spector was a form of blackmail. Yeah, right. Miss Pennington said she arrived on 2nd May and comforted Miss Heard. The guards came in. Miss Heard said, if he hits me again, I will call the police. According to claimant Mr. Bett, at that stage, Miss Heard and the claimant were 20 feet apart. So they were saying they were 20 feet apart, and she was yelling, if he hits me again, I'll call the police. 2 police officers did attend that evening. They were Officer Melissa Sainz, I don't know if I'm saying that right, who had received training in domestic violence. Oh, so she received training in domestic violence and know what to look for. And Officer Tyler Haddon. They had no contemporary records of the attendance. Miss Sainz could not say what time they arrived except it was the evening. An automated incident report, which I have quoted above, had been generated, and they had given evidence on the deposition for the purpose of the divorce restraining order proceedings on 18th of July 2016. On their arrival, they had been met by 2 people, but the police officer had not noted their names. They also saw Miss Heard, who was inside the man's apartment. She was crying and reluctant to speak to police. That was not unusual in Officer Sain's experience. They had a clear view of Miss Heard. Miss Heard did not appear to have any sign of injury to her face. The apartment where they were was well lit. There was reddening to her cheek, but Officer Sainz attributed that to Miss Heard crying. The officer asked Miss Heard if she wanted to talk in private, but she did not. She declined to make a complaint, but the officer Sains left her visiting card in case Miss Heard changed her mind. There was written on the visiting card, radio of call of dispute, refused report. Advance can call at later time if changes mind. They said they did not appear to be any damage and no broken glass. Officer Sains said they thought they were in the building for at least 30 to 60 minutes. So they were in there for a while, like looking at her for a while. CCTV shows their arrival at 9:04 and their departure at 9:19. So it was really like 15 minutes, but so they were in there for 15 minutes. But still, that's enough time to talk to somebody and notice if they have marks on them or not, and no broken glass. Miss Pennington said in her witness statement that she was aware that Mr. Depp was intending to come over to meet Miss Heard on the evening of the 21st of May. Miss Pennington counseled against the meeting, but Miss Heard decided to go ahead and meet Mr. Depp anyway. She said she would check in regularly with Miss Pennington. At 8:06 p.m., Miss Pennington got a text from Miss Heard asking her to come to PH3 right away. Copy of that text is at file. In any event, Mr. Depp did not dispute this part of her evidence. Miss Pennington said that from outside the apartment she could hear Mr. Depp shouting loudly. There was no answer to her knock. When she let herself into the apartment, Mr. Depp was in the kitchen. Miss Heard was seated on the sofa. They were about 12 feet apart. Miss Heard was yelling for help and said that Mr. Depp had hit her with the phone. Mr. Depp was swearing and saying that Miss Heard was a liar. Mr. Depp swore at Miss Pennington. He moved towards Miss Heard, and Miss Pennington stood between them. I reached the view that Mr. Depp did assault Miss Heard as she alleges an incident, despite the testimony of witnesses who I have previously listed in brief. Sean Bett's first loyalty, I find, was to his employer, Mr. Depp. I accept Miss Heard's evidence that he was not likely to intervene to protect her from Mr. Depp, as was apparent when various explanations were given in Australia for the injury to Mr. Depp's finger. His security team were acutely conscious of the potential for adverse publicity to harm Mr. Depp's reputation. I do not accept Mr. Bett's evidence to the extent that it's conflicted with the evidence of Miss Heard, Miss Pennington, and Mr. Drew. So how is that fair? How? Okay, wait. Whoa. Hey, Queen. How are you? So how is that fair that... Okay, so Amber had all these freeloaders living... Well, really, Johnny had them all living in his penthouses for free. Of course, and they were Amber's friends. Of course, they are going to side with Amber, right? But they didn't allow Mr. Bett's evidence. I guess this is the UK trial, maybe. They didn't allow it in because he was loyal to him first. Well, they're loyal to Amber. So how does that... Like, how is that fair? That's some bullshit for real. They didn't allow it in evidence because of his loyalty to him. Well, no wonder they...
I'm in the building, dude. Come on.
Let's see what this is. Oh, this is about the poo in the bed. Mr. Depp's belief that Miss Heard or one of her friends was responsible for leaving feces in the bed is relevant because it led them to conclude that his marriage to Miss Heard could not continue, and it was the cause of part of the argument which subsequently took place on the 21st of May. In my view, whether Miss Heard or one of her friends was in fact responsible, it's not important. It is remote from the central issue, namely whether Mr. Depp assaulted Miss Heard. It's not even significant relevance to whether Miss Heard assaulted Mr. Depp. For what it's worth, I consider that it is unlikely that Miss Heard or one of her friends was responsible. So, who is saying this? Is this like the judge writing this? Mr. Depp had left that night for his property in Sweetser. As long as he was away, it was Miss Heard who was likely to suffer from the feces in the bed, not him. It was, therefore, a singularly ineffective means for Miss Heard or one of her friends to get back at Mr. Depp. Other evidence in the case showed that Boo, one of his two dogs, had an incomplete mastery of her bowels after accidentally consumed some marijuana. Miss Heard gave evidence that Boo had in the past defecated on the bed. There's no way that poop was the dog's. It was huge. Last night, Boo, shit on Johnny while he was sleeping, like all over him, not exaggerating. She wrote that in a text to somebody. So they didn't want that. Look how little this dog is. No way. That thing, it would have been like this big. That dog is so small. There's no way. That was definitely human, in my opinion. What's this? All right. The following day, Miss Heard's friend, Amanda de Cadenet, had a birthday party. Miss Heard said her face was bruised. I considered de Cadenet's evidence to be marginal at best, and it would not have been proportionate to permit her cross-examination. Is this all from the UK trial? All the stuff they didn't allow? Yeah, that was a voodoo size poo. I need an updated picture of voodoo. We haven't decided if we're gonna get the Frenchie yet, Thumb Thug, but hopefully. I'm hoping maybe she'll bring the price down a little bit if nobody gets it, and then trying to press her a little bit. The following day, so May 22nd, Miss Heard's friend, Amanda de Cadenet, or I don't even know how to say that, had a birthday party. Miss Heard says that her face was bruised, but she did not want to let Miss Cadenet down, so she covered up the injuries on her face with makeup and wore sunglasses. As Miss de Cadenet had suggested in her text, she put arnica on her face to alleviate the bruising and swelling. What is arnica? Like, is it like a cream that gets rid of swelling? Hold on. I need to look this up because I've never heard of it. Am I saying it right? Arnica? It's used for pain management. What does it do? Oh. Used in the treatment of bruising and pain. I've never heard of this stuff before here. I've heard of like Mederma for scars, which works really well actually, but I've never heard of arnica cream. All right. Shit. Hold on. All right. There we go. It's a cream chiropractors use it to stop bruising. Okay. I mean, does it work that fast though? Like, if she put it on hours before she went somewhere, would it make a bruise or swelling go away? I'm curious about that. I reached the view that Mr. Depp did assault. Oh, so this is the UK trial. That's what I thought. So I'm guessing this is the judge in the UK trial, which this is bullshit that the judge left out so many important things. And I think there's a lot of people bringing up this UK trial and using it to say, oh, well, if you read this shows that Johnny is guilty. But this just shows how much they actually left out of the UK trial that's allowed in the US trial. I mean, that's crazy how much important stuff they just left out. And personally, I think it's because they're biased, because the UK trial was him against a UK newspaper, The Sun. So I accept Miss Heard's evidence that she usually went out of the apartment wearing makeup, and she did so because of the enthusiasm of the paparazzi to try and photograph her. That's bullshit too, because there's plenty of photographs of her without makeup. In particular, I accept that she was wearing makeup on May 22nd when she went to Miss Pennington's exhibition on the 23rd of May, when she went to Miss de Cadenet's party and had made a declaration in the Virginia Library proceedings. I refused permission since I considered her evidence to be marginal at best, and it would not have been appropriate to permit her cross-examination. So she didn't allow this woman's birthday party to be included, like her statement at the birthday party. No, the judge had ties to Rupert Murdoch, who owns the Sun. I mean, I'm not surprised by that, but I didn't know that. Hold on. Rupert, let me look this up now. Now I gotta Google it. And anyone know the UK judge? I don't know what the judge's name is. Now you're gonna send me down a rabbit hole. Alright, so Judge Andrew Nichol is intimately connected with Dan Wooten, the Sun's journalist who posted defamatory No! So the judge is intimately connected with Dan Wooten, the Sun's journalist who posted the defamatory allegation that JD was a wife beater. The connection is through the judge's own son, Robert Palmer, who works alongside Wooten at Talk Radio, part of the same group owned by Rupert Murdoch's News Corp. Wooten is a journalist and broadcaster from New Zealand, an executive director of the Sun newspaper, and a regular host of Talk Radio's Drive Time show. An incestuous conflict of interest, putting it mildly. Why, knowing of this conflict, did Mr. Justice Nichol preside over the case, we ask? Why, in such a high-profile case, did the Lord Chief Justice allow Mr. Justice Nichol to preside over the case when any other judge could have done so? We believe the answers are naturally self-revealing. Wow. I'm going to have to look deeper into this and see how they're tied. That's crazy if that's true. And that would make sense why the judge left out like a lot. Like she just was okay with the fact that she was wearing makeup and accepted that answer for when her face should have been bruised and swollen, and it was like, oh yeah, no, she was wearing makeup that day. It was fine. Like that's crap. Sorry, that's crazy. If they're connected, that's crazy. I find that Miss Heard was wearing makeup when seen by Mr. Harrell, Mr. Baruch. So the judge basically said that she concluded that she was wearing makeup when she's seen pretty much everybody. What's this? Me Too activist Amanda de Cadenet, so this is the girl's birthday party she went to, dropped support for close friend Amber Heard and will no longer testify after listening to her verbally abusing Johnny Depp in bombshell tapes as she feels she was used and misled by the actress. What? Really? There's only so much power. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, you can't make makeup cover swelling and busted lips. So basically, elbow cough. Because the judge was willfully biased, like someone else we know who cites that trial all the time, right? I'm so tired of hearing about the UK trial, to be honest with you. Like, so tired of hearing about it. It's like, it's a whole different situation here. Like, all right. Where was I? Did we look at this one? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's crazy. So that girl, they didn't let her conveniently, they did not let her testify at the UK trial. And she had dropped her support for Amber. Before the police even arrived, Miss Heard called her lawyer and her publicist. Miss Heard was right to anticipate a media storm. I accept that a publicist may offer useful advice, and therefore her contact with Miss Gottlieb is not a reason to doubt her account. So basically, that night, she called her publicist and her lawyer. That night, like the night of the incident. So all this stuff's going on, and her first thing is to call her publicist and her lawyer before she even goes and gets a TRO or anything. She calls them that same night. At night, Miss Heard called her lawyer and her publicist. Since she was contemplating seeking a divorce from Mr. Depp, it is unremarkable that she called her lawyer. Contacting her publicist might seem a little more surprising. However, given the prominence of Mr. Depp and Miss Heard in Hollywood, Miss Heard was right to anticipate a media storm when the news of their divorce broke. And in those circumstances, I accept that a publicist may offer useful advice, and therefore her contact with Miss Gottlieb is not a reason to doubt her account. Tweet missing. I'm assuming it was Lena. What is this? Mere testimony that there was in penthouse 5 bottles broken. Okay, so this is Amber. Yeah. Glass on the floor, wine spilled in the hallway as well. Clear signs that there was damage. We have pictures. And vandalism in penthouse 5. Downstairs, there was clear damage done downstairs in penthouse 5. And you believe you had clearly been assaulted by Johnny Depp, correct? Are you asking me if I believe I had been assaulted by Johnny? Yes. Okay. I don't know what that went to, but... Rocky Pennington deposition. He was hitting everything with the wine bottle. Heard. Penthouse 5 was destroyed. Two LAPD officers. No damage. So, yeah. They said there was no damage, even though there was. Rocky Pennington, 2016 deposition. I don't remember her throwing up in the parking lot at the hotel. Do I remember her vomiting? Privately, yes. Heard. I didn't vomit. Security. She vomited. Her nurse. She vomited. Oh, this is after Coachella. I don't know why she even lied about this. Like, she got really sick. She was on a bunch of drugs at Coachella and got really sick and was throwing up everywhere. I'm not sure why she lied about it, though. Yes, during our trip to Coachella, there was an incident where Amber threw up in the parking lot of the Parker Hotel. Were you aware of that? I don't remember her throwing up in the parking lot at the hotel. Moving on then to drinking, just for the moment, sticking with Coachella in 2016, was Starling Jenkins lying when he said he saw you vomiting in the parking lot? He was mistaken. Yes, I think he got my sister and I mixed up. We were wearing very similar outfits and she was pregnant at the time, hence the request for ginger ale and crackers and such. Whitney was vomiting. So she's blaming it on her sister and that they got it. Wait, this is in testimony too, I think. I suggest he knew full well the difference between the two of you and that it was you that was vomiting. I've never vomited in a parking lot in my life. Do you remember saying that to Erin Buren that you had vomited that weekend? I remember telling her I felt awful, and I remember... Just go slower. You recall telling her that you felt awful. I did. I felt awful. Not a good time to do those substances. I remember saying that. Well, we were all talking about my... I'm not sure why she lied about that. Following day, Miss Heard and some of her friends went to a music festival at Coachella. Miss Heard agreed she had taken MDMA during the weekend visit to Coachella. The drugs had disagreed with her and she had felt sick. She had not, however, vomited in a car park while at Coachella. Sterling Jenkins, who had driven the party to the event and who said she had vomited in a car park, must have confused her with her sister Whitney, who was pregnant at the time. Although Miss Bowerome, who had been a member of their party, also said that Miss Heard had vomited, Miss Bowerome was incorrect. Miss Heard said that she had felt awful and she felt like vomiting. She had spent 24 hours in bed regretting taking the drugs, she said. Do you remember that? Yeah. So Pennington said that she was vomiting too. So then Kate James, her assistant, said Heard was abusive and lied about drug use, drinking, and to government agencies' courts. Miss Wass, irrelevant from a disgruntled ex-employee tainted by spite. And then the judge, again, I refuse permission for Miss James to testify on much of it. So remember the the assistant that she spit in her face and was abusive to? Yeah, they didn't allow her to testify either at the UK trial. So basically, almost every single person who had a negative thing to say about Amber Heard was not allowed to testify. That's ridiculous. Like, I haven't, almost every single person who was against Amber Heard, they haven't let testify. She was her personal assistant. Especially this woman, this was her personal assistant for 3 years. She saw Miss Heard on a daily basis. Often Miss Heard was undressed or partially undressed. Miss James said that she never saw any sign of injury on Miss Heard. Mr. Shelburne submits that this would be surprising if Miss Heard was subjected to the regular physical assaults which she alleges she was subjected to by the claimant. Miss James is able to witness the relationship between the claimant and Miss Heard. She gives a contrary account to that of Miss Heard. She did not witness him being aggressive or controlling. On the contrary, she describes the claimant as being kind. In her third witness statement, Miss Heard says that she consumed only a limited amount of alcohol. Miss James paints a different picture. She also described Miss Heard's use of drugs. She gives evidence of Miss Heard's willingness to lie regarding the immigration status of Savannah McMillan, regarding the alleged smuggling of dogs into Australia, which is really messed up. She's going to get in trouble for that. Miss Wass opposed the admission of Miss James' evidence. Miss Wass argued much of what Miss James had to say was irrelevant to the issues which I had to decide. I don't see how that's irrelevant. She saw her every single day. Miss James had been dismissed by Miss Heard. Miss James was a disgruntled ex-employee whose evidence was tainted by spite, which would be excluded in the interest of proportionality. Miss James had no medical qualifications, and yet she purported to express an opinion on Miss Heard's use of the drugs Provigil and Accutane. Accutane? Miss Heard, she used Accutane for acne? I mean, she must do really. Her skin's so fair. Just surprised to hear that. Issues concerning Miss Heard's letter to the Department of Homeland Security and the alleged smuggling dogs into Australia were contentious, and if Miss James was able to give evidence in relation to them, would lead to satellite litigation. So they didn't allow her neither. Heard's changing style of her clothes. Miss Heard taking photographs of Miss Jane's son. She took photographs of Miss Jane's son and used it to make people, or to make her seem to Johnny more like motherly. Tipping off paparazzi and Miss James being sent to buy magazines. This is irrelevant or disproportionate. No, that's not irrelevant. That shows that she sets herself up to be like in the spotlight, that she knows how to plant stories for herself, and that shows that she knows how to plant a story about Johnny and make it look bad. That's not irrelevant at all. Miss Heard asking for designer clothing. I mean, that's probably irrelevant. Miss Heard's concerned that the claimant might leave her. That's not irrelevant either, because she hated when Johnny left, and that's what started physical fights. Miss Heard humiliating Miss James in the presence of the handyman Victor. That's not irrelevant, because that shows abuse. Miss Heard verbally and mentally abusive to James. How is being verbally and mentally abusive to Miss James irrelevant? This judge is unbelievable. I can't. Miss Heard's use of Provigil. Miss James is not able to give expert evidence. All right, I can agree with that. The effect of Provigil is similar to amphetamine. Miss James is not able to give expert evidence. Yeah, but I mean, that's a big deal. Miss Heard drank vast quantities of red wine each night. In her third witness, I can't believe, this is crazy to me. The judge pretty much disqualified all these important people from testifying. It's like, who did they even have testify on behalf of Johnny? I don't even know how anybody could go buy this. How anyone could go buy this trial. Like, to think this trial was even accurate or, Smuggling of dogs into Australia. The potential relevance of this issue is whether Ms. Heard said something to Australia authorities or court which she knew was untrue. There's an overlap with the objection which defendants have expressed to certain other passages in the witness statements. Or I don't know what I'm reading here. Hold on. I'm just looking over this before I read it because I don't know what's... Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so Dave Killacky, a Mustang mechanic. Miss Heard abused me, and her father threatened violence and claimed he wanted 10% of the divorce settlement. Just the judge again. I shall refuse permission to rely on the witness statement of Mr. Killacky or call him to give evidence. Of course. What the fuck? He's a mechanic. He says that he had worked for the claimant since about 2010. He was also involved in a TV program called Overhauling, in which typically vintage cars were remodeled as a surprise for their owners. In 2014, the claimant asked Mr. Killacky to see if a car belonging to Miss Heard, a 1968 Mustang, could be overhauled for the program. Mr. Kilacky's suggestion to this effect was approved, and the Mustang was overhauled in 2014. Mr. Kilacky's statements refers to a conversation which he found unsettling and which took place at some point 2014 when he was explaining to Miss Heard how to operate the sound system in the car. Oh yeah, remember, this is the guy with the sound system in the car. Mr. Kilacky's statement, this is a little bit better of an explanation because I didn't really understand it the first time I read it. Mr. Kilacky's statement also refers to a time in June 2016 after Miss Heard and the claimant had separated. He says that an employee of the claimant told him to bill Miss Heard for the new work on Miss Heard's Mustang. He says that Miss Heard was upset by this and verbally abusive to him. Mr. Kilacky's statement also refers to an incident in December 2016 when Miss Heard's father, David Heard, allegedly threatened him and verbally abused him. Mr. Sherburne submits that this is relevant evidence which the claimant should be allowed to adduce. He submits that in a paragraph 8 of the re-amended defense, blah, blah, blah. Throughout their relationship, the claimant was controlling and verbally and physically abusive towards Miss Heard, particularly when he was under the influence of alcohol or drugs. So basically, she was abusive to this guy, David Killacky, and they didn't allow it in. I am doubtful as to the relevance of Mr. Kilacky's evidence, but in any event, I consider that any relevance it does have is so marginal that I will not give permission to the claimant to adduce it. So they took him out. He couldn't testify either. Building head of security, Alejandra Romero, was 3 feet from Heard on May 25th and saw no bruises, cuts, swelling, red marks, or any other injuries or any other kind of Miss Heard's face. Let me guess. Justice Nichols, so far as Mr. Romero is concerned, his evidence as to dates was plainly unreliable. Oh, God. She also wrote on mirrors. Yeah, I thought that it looked like her handwriting, too, on the mirrors. I thought that the writing on the mirrors was her as well. Alejandro Romero in 2016 was one of the doormen on Eastern Columbia Building. On the 25th of May, about 10:30, he was at the front desk and had a brief conversation with Miss Heard. Don't they have this on video? Miss Heard was standing about 3 feet away from him. He said in his statement, I did not notice any bruises, cuts, swelling, red marks, or any other injuries of any kind on Heard's face. Miss Heard then asked him to search the penthouse to make... Oh, this was the funny guy they had. Remember? He was saying that the dog scratched the door and they were all laughing at him because he was like kind of goofy when he was doing his... he was like in the car when he was talking. Well, anyway, that's the guy. They didn't let him testify either. They have him on... I swear they have him. I'm pretty sure they have him on video talking to her. Remember, he found the scratches on the bottom of the door and it was the dog and she thought somebody was trying to break in because of it. Mr. Alejandro was confused by dates in his witness statement. He said that he had first seen Miss Heard in 2015, but I understand that she was not a resident at Eastern until 2016. He did not agree that Miss Heard became resident in the Eastern Columbia building until in 2013. He accepted that he might be muddled by dates. I thought they had like video. So she said it was unreliable and she didn't allow him either. EC building front desk, Cornelius Harrell, captured on CC. Oh, this is the guy on video. It wasn't the other guy. Okay. I knew somebody was on video with her. So this guy was captured on video meeting Miss Heard one day after the infamous incident. Mr. Harrell testified her face was visibly uninjured. Justice Nichols. The meeting was only 2 minutes, not 8 minutes, so I disregard. So again, oh my God. I can't. So, another very important person that didn't see any injuries on Amber's face disqualified from the UK trial. Hey, from the Philippines. Nice. Mac, welcome. Thank you for coming. So yeah, this guy wasn't allowed to testify too. Amanda on CCTV at Amber's side the week after. So they have her on CCTV with Amber Heard, and they didn't let her testify either. Yeah, he was funny, Romero. I like that guy. He was cracking me up. Everybody was cracking up at him. What? Miss Heard. I'm gonna quit looking at all this. I'm just gonna read this because this pretty much explains it. The judge, again, I do not accept the MDMA was for Miss Heard. I accept her evidence that she rarely used MDMA. Like, how do you just accept that evidence? With what proof that she rarely used it? So she just took her fucking word for it and just accepted it? Miss Heard and some of her friends went to a music festival at Coachella. Miss Heard agreed she had taken MDMA. Like, she literally admits to taking MDMA, and the judge. Well, yeah, Mac. Hopefully Johnny Depp does win. I mean, even if he doesn't win even if he doesn't win the case, I think he still wins in the public eye for sure. Nurse Aaron Burham, security Starling Jenkins, and Amber Heard's best friend Rocky all testified that Amber vomited from drugs in the parking lot at Coachella after her April 21st abuse allegation. But Justice Nichols knew better. You can't really dust for vomit. Spinal tap. Oh, God. Confused. So she believed that it was her sister, I guess. Amber Heard, I did not vomit at Coachella. Security Starling Jenkins, I watched Amber vomit in the parking lot at Coachella. Heard's best friend, Rocky Pennington. Do I remember Amber vomiting privately? Yes. Justice Nichols, I believe Amber. Whitney vomited. This judge is crazy. I'm glad that I'm looking through all these, though, because all I've been hearing is this UK trial, the UK trial, and obviously this judge is biased as fuck. Sorry. Justice Nichols, Miss Devonaire agreed with Miss Wass that she felt pressured by Mr. Waldman and undermines the weight which I can give to her evidence. Devonaire's lawyer letter to the Sun. My client's position is that she voluntarily gave a truthful and accurate declaration. So, Devonaire, whoever Devonaire is, Laura Devonaire, gave a voluntarily truthful and accurate declaration. Voluntarily. Look, see that word? Voluntarily. The judge, Miss Devonaire, agreed with Miss Wass that she felt pressured by Mr. Waldman. It undermines the weight which I can give to her evidence. So she didn't let this woman. I think the judge was so mad that they didn't allow all the stuff in the trial that he posted it himself, and that's how he got banned. Yeah, obviously the judge was insanely biased. This is crazy. I was with Amber and interact with her frequently on several days immediately following her abuse allegation of May 21st, 2016, including at least on May 23rd, 24th, and 25th. On those days, I worked with Amber, retrieved packages for her, rode elevators with her, and saw her up close and in person. On one of those days, immediately following the abuse claims, did I observe any signs of physical abuse or injury, including any redness, swelling, cuts, bruising, damage of any kind. I never saw Amber injured in any way, although I am now aware that she has made different abuse claims. There we go again. And of course, this woman wasn't allowed to testify at the UK trial. This is crazy. This is her lawyer. I have now had the opportunity to discuss these matters with my client. My client's position is that she voluntarily gave a truthful and accurate declaration in the other case based on her best recollection of events described, and if compelled by the U.S. District Court to testify, her testimony will be completely consistent with deposition. As I mentioned to you the other day, the declaration in question went through 3 versions with my client, requesting changes to ensure accuracy before she signed it. If she is forced to testify, I believe that will come out as well. As you are well aware, my client did not provide any declaration to anyone involved in the UK matter and has no involvement in that case whatsoever. Moreover, she's quite upset with the Sun's continued threats and attempts to force her involvement in its case. With that in mind, please be further advised that my client has also provided our office with the authority to oppose the petition to compel her testimony if filed, and we will do so. However, we certainly hope it does not come to that. Thank you. Judge. No, so the judge wasn't banned. The UK judge banned the lawyer. Alright, so, okay. The UK judge banned a bunch of people from testifying, and that's why Johnny lost, in my opinion. Then, Adam Waldman, Johnny's attorney, posted all this shit on Twitter because he was pissed because the judge was biased and didn't allow anything that was helpful to Johnny Depp. So he posted it all on his Twitter, and then Adam Waldman got banned from Twitter and banned from court. But he posted all this stuff to show that the judge was biased and didn't allow anything in the courtroom. So basically, this woman did not feel pressured at all and voluntarily gave her testimony, and then the judge banned her from testifying, saying that she felt pressured by Johnny's lawyer, so she's not allowing it into evidence. It's ridiculous. I don't even know how anyone could. Laura Devonair, Heard's assistant. I was with Amber on several days. Oh, this is the same lady. Hold on. Justice Nichols, you were not responsible for any of the graffiti. Miss Heard, no, my lord, I was responsible for none of it. Justice Nichols, it was he, not she, who scrawled graffiti all over the mirrors. Alright, let's look at this. She just took the picture, she says. It says she's not responsible. Alright, see the red? That's her handwriting. That's Amber's handwriting. Let's compare them. Hold on. Wait, no. What is that? 2? All right, ready? This. Where's her C? R. It's pretty close. I mean, it looks way different than Johnny's handwriting. I don't know how she's still. Yeah, no, the judge wasn't banned. She banned all she basically disqualified half of Johnny's witnesses, or probably more than half, honestly. Justice Nichols making up LAPD abuse protocols. In the absence of a complaint, the officers would have known that no further criminal action would be taken. LAPD Sergeant Marek. A crime did not occur. LAPD investigates actual signs of abuse regardless of charges pressed. Amber Heard. I saw a nurse named Lisa Bean in a parking lot. Justice Nichols. Miss Heard said that a day or so later she went to Dr. Kipper's office and saw a nurse called Lisa Bean. Back in reality, Lisa Bean was a receptionist, not a nurse, who did not testify to any injury. So the judge got that wrong too. And did Rupert Murdoch somehow get this to be the judge? I mean, probably. The Sun is like a huge newspaper. Probably, I don't know. Even if he didn't do it, if it wasn't coincidental, the judge should have excused himself or herself. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. Should have excused herself for, and they said an incestual relationship. So she should have excused herself for a conflict of interest. Incident 5, Bahamas, 2014. Amber Heard presents as false evidence of her assault a broken door, but the door is in LA, not the Bahamas. The false evidence is a peripheral matter, and I do not find it causes me to doubt her account of being assaulted by Mr. Depp. So she lies about a door that's not even in the Bahamas, describing the Bahamas incident, and the judge says the false evidence is a peripheral matter, and it does not cause me to doubt her account. So she lied to her, and she still didn't care that she lied and says that it didn't matter. Yeah, look. This is the evidence that Amber showed in court about the Bahamas door. And this isn't the door in the Bahamas. This is the door in LA. So she lied. And the judge didn't care and said it was a peripheral matter and that it doesn't matter. Amber Heard's 5th witness statement. Johnny assaulted me, Xmas 2015 in the Bahamas. Tara Roberts. False. I witnessed Heard assault Johnny, who kept trying to get away. Johnny Depp. Fairness requires the court rule on this claim. Judge Nichols. I do not accept this. Why? Why do you not accept it? Oh, I'm gonna investigate this judge further because this is insane to me. Amber Heard's 5th witness. So mind you, this is Amber's witness, not even Johnny's witness, right? Amber's witness. Amber Heard's 5th witness statement. I read that wrong. So it's Amber Heard's 5th witness statement. So she wrote 5 witness statements? Why? And then it says, Johnny assaulted me, Xmas 2015 in the Bahamas. And then Tara Roberts, who was there at the time, witnessed it, said, false, I witnessed Heard assault Johnny, who kept trying to get away. And she says she doesn't accept it. Why would somebody was there and seen it? Why would you not accept that into evidence? Hold on, let me read this. This is insane to me. Mr. Depp and Miss Heard spent Christmas 2015 on his island in the Bahamas. In Tara Roberts' statement of 11th of May, she spoke of this time. Miss Heard responded in her 5th witness statement. In the course of that witness statement, she alleged that Mr. Depp had assaulted her again. In a confidential schedule to that witness statement, she made further allegations as to what taken place. So she added stuff to it, I guess they're saying. The defendants did not apply to re-amend their defense, nor did the claimant apply to re-amend his reply. Some evidence was given about these matters by Miss Roberts and by Miss Heard in the course of their testimony. Mind you, some of that evidence was the door that wasn't even in the Bahamas. And Mr. Sherborne, in his closing submissions, referred to it. When I came to write this judgment, my preliminary view was that since this was not a pleaded particular and it had no bearing on the issues I had to decide, but I gave the parties the opportunity to make written submissions on that issue. Receive written admissions from these dates. I had made no provision for any further submissions, but later, on October 2nd, Miss Wilson, on behalf of the claimant, sent a further email to my clerk. I have taken all these into account. However, my preliminary view remains the same. What took place in the Bahamas at Christmas 2015, even though Amber blatantly lied to her and showed her a door from LA, saying that was a door that Johnny punched in the Bahamas, which was like, she lied to her. She showed her a picture of a door from LA and said that that door was from the Bahamas and that Johnny punched a hole in it. I'm angry. Hold on. Her view remains the same. What took place in the Bahamas at Christmas 2015 is not part of the pleaded case of either party and is not necessary for me to resolve the disputed evidence about what then occurred. The claimant argued that the issues having been raised, fairness to him, require them to be resolved by the court. I do not accept this. The function of pleading is to delimit what the court needs to resolve. The truth or otherwise of each side allegations regarding December 2015 in the Bahamas is neither necessary nor appropriate to address. So it's not even necessary to address, even though she lied. And there was a witness that said, so she lied, and they had a witness that said Amber attacked him and she threw the whole thing out. 2 domestic abuse trained LAPD officers, we saw no damage to Miss Heard's face or the property on May 21st, 2016. Justice Nichols. I don't believe the police because they didn't take notes about the crimes they didn't see. Instead, I believe Josh Drew, an impressive witness. So, a witness who didn't take any notes, that was just there. She believes him. Okay, wait. Let me back this up. She didn't believe Johnny's witnesses because they worked for him. But she believes Amber's best friend's husband and says he's an impressive witness. Yes, Molson Man, I'm shocked too. Can you believe it? I mean, you know what I think? I think that redheaded prosecutor did him many favors because she was hard to watch. But I do think Bo, I'm shocked by it, but I think it was a good ruling. I think it was believable, I guess. I think there were some things that kind of made me question it, but I do think Bo has more to do with it than he lets off. I'll just say that. And I don't think there was enough evidence to say that Ryan did it besides him confessing, but I don't know. I'm still in the middle about it. I don't know where my thoughts go with that because I see it both ways, I guess. Anyway. All right, so back to what I was saying. The judge didn't believe Johnny's bodyguard and Sean Bett because she said they were loyal to Johnny. So she didn't believe their statements. But the judge believes Josh Drew's statement, who is loyal to Amber and thinks he's an impressive witness. But she also does not believe the police officers who were there. Police officers. She doesn't believe the police officers because they didn't take notes, but she believes Amber's best friend's husband. How does this even make sense? This is like the most biased shit I've ever seen in my life. They're police officers. That's their job. They're unbiased police officers, and you're going to tell me, yeah. They're unbiased police officers. Yeah, Alexis, that's why I think that Bo is definitely more involved than he makes it out to be because he's a violent rapist in a nutshell. I probably shouldn't have said that word, but yeah. He's definitely, I could see him being the one to actually commit the act. Miss Heard, in addition to a broken nose, 2 black eyes, broken lip, and ribs, bruises on my forearms from trying to defend the blows. Justice Nichols. I accept that Mr. Depp assaulted Miss Heard as she and the son have alleged. James Corden showed the next day. There's her arms, her face. There was close-ups of her lips, and she didn't have any marks on her lips or anything. Yeah, there was a lot of reasonable doubt, Alexis. Oh, she's flagging their content? Wow. This is just crazy to me that this judge just this judge just blatantly believes anything. She believes Amber's best friend's husband over police officers. That blows my mind. They're professionals, unbiased professionals. She wouldn't believe Johnny's witnesses because she said they were biased, but she believes Amber's biased witness, and then the unbiased professionals that were there she doesn't believe. That's retarded. That's so stupid. That just makes me so mad I can't. Amber Heard. I wore makeup on the James Corden show to cover my horrific face body injuries received the night before. Heard's stylist. Her stylist. She was visibly uninjured with no makeup. Justice Nichols. I believe you and your makeup over my own eyes, your nurse, and your stylist. Wait, look what she said. I find that Mrs. McMillan saw her after the makeup had been applied, which is why the injuries were not apparent to her. For the same reasons, the injuries cannot be seen on the still photographs from the show. I mean, this is crazy. The lady was her stylist and literally said she saw her with no makeup on. Look, ready? Look at her lips. Oh, wait, no, wrong one. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. Look at her face that night. 2 black eyes, a broken nose, broken ribs, and a busted lip. There's no way that's a broken nose. Sorry, no. There's no way. Yeah, Camille's pretty awesome. I don't know. I don't know if they're accepting the verdict. I guess we'll find out when they do their statements. I talked about Grinstead at the beginning of this show. But yeah, they're gonna make their statements soon. I think Monday maybe. So I guess we'll find out in their statements how they feel. They asked Ryan if he wanted to make any statements, and he said no. That day's for the Grinstead. So. Justice Nichols ruling on the nurse's failure to see her patient's face and body covered with bruises, broken nose, 2 black eyes, hair torn out with infected pus. Merely cursory an inspection, so I don't believe it. Oh my God. So the nurse literally looked her over, and the judge doesn't believe that too. No wonder he lost the UK trial. The judge didn't allow anything. Miss Heard, I had a broken nose, 2 black eyes, broken lip, bruises covering my face, head, and body. Miss Heard's own nurse, unable to visualize the injuries during a house call. Justice Nichols, 'twas just a cursory inspection, not a clinical examination. So because she walked up and looked at her real quick, she didn't look hard enough. Because it wasn't a clinical examination, she must not have looked hard enough. I mean, how hard do you have to look at somebody to see 2 black eyes, a broken nose, and a broken lip? You don't need to do a clinical examination to see that, but... Kate James, Amber Heard stole my RAPE survival story to twist it into her own story against Johnny Depp. Justice Nichols. I'm afraid that I did not find Miss James a satisfying witness. Justice Nichols. He would do a lot to support her, but only in a way that was truthful and honest. Truthful and honest witness to media. Amber Heard lost money in divorce. Tillett Wright opens up about Johnny Depp's demons and how Amber lost money in divorce. That's a complete lie. So the judge thought Tillett was truthful and honest, and he straight up lied in that headline. Tillett's a journalist, by the way, so he writes these articles, and he straight up lied in the headline. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through all these tonight, but this is just insane to me. Nothing says Amber Heard is donating the entire $7 million to sick children and women in need, like give her back the first $200K Mr. Depp just donated to sick children and women in her name. So wait, she got the money back? Your side has informed us that Johnny is claiming that he donated the first $200,000 installment of the $7 million he agreed to pay Amber under the DPM directly to the two charities that Amber selected to donate her settlement proceeds. Frankly, I was baffled when this was first announced in the media in light to your previous statement to me that I should not worry whether the parties had a binding deal and Johnny would make the payments. Nonetheless, Johnny's failure to pay Amber as unambiguously required by their settlement agreement constitutes a repudiation and material breach of the DPM by him. What are we looking at here? Oh, I read that one already earlier. Let's keep going. Hello, GPA Joe. Oh yeah, she probably promised money to him too. Well, he probably was part of her PR strategy by writing. This is so crazy how much the UK trial completely fucked him. Like, straight up fucked him. That judge is a idiot. The judge is a straight up idiot. She literally, every reasonable witness that literally saw Amber Heard in person with no makeup on that same day, she struck, saying they weren't reliable. But all Amber's witnesses were reliable. Nothing says I was in a 3-day violent hostage ordeal that ended yesterday, March 8th, in Australia, like a text saying, get me on that Range Rover insurance. So basically, she just got essayed with a broken bottle and the crap beat out of her, and the next day she asked to be on Johnny's Range Rover insurance policy. Nothing says I didn't have a car for 3.5 years so he could control me, like a text saying put me on the insurance of my new $100,000 Range Rover Johnny just got for me. More Space Nichols. $250,000 to the Art of Elysium from someone anonymous at Fidelity Charitable. Mr. Rottenborn, reality is holding online too. I don't know what I'm looking at here. What's this say? Thanks, Jean Carroll. If I were you, I wouldn't engage with Johnny Depp fans since they aren't capable of rational discourse. A UK judge found after a 3-week trial that Depp abused Amber Heard at least 12 times. So what's their response? The judge was corrupted, bribed? Yeah, for sure. She was... Heard's attorney, Eric George, told Fox News that his client and Franco once lived in the same apartment complex and were simply taking the elevator at the same time. Wow, ain't that a load of crap? The bogus story is just another lame attempt by Johnny Depp and his team to spread deliberately misleading information through the tabloid media so he can continue to attack and abuse his ex-wife. So now they're trying to claim that they were just taking the elevator at the same time. He just happened to put his head on her shoulder and had an overnight bag. Oh my God. Sarah, in case you missed it, we're just going over how corrupt the UK trial judge was. She literally struck almost every important evidence that every important witness that Johnny Depp had. Every single person that saw Amber Heard with no makeup on within the days following that were Johnny's witnesses, she struck all of them. But all Amber's witnesses, she found credible. Oh yeah, Camille was really getting under her skin for sure. For sure. What's this? Oh yeah, we saw that already. Sooner we discovered it. Why she hasn't donated it. Anyway, let me go back to what I was doing now. I'm going to look into this judge and the son connection for sure, because I definitely think there's a connection there. And Amber really wouldn't have got that much. I mean, they were married for 15 months, which is, she wouldn't even have got $7 million in my opinion. She's lucky she even got that. And she wouldn't have got anything. She would have got alimony for like 7.5 months. I don't know how much that would be, but she really wouldn't have got much. And she wouldn't have gotten to stay in the penthouse or anything because Johnny, I believe, owned them before they were together.
How do you keep your ride looking its best? WeatherTech.
This is what I wanted to get to. Josh Drew. So he testified that he's the former husband of Raquel Pennington. So he was another freeloader living in Johnny Depp. Yeah, they were only married for 15 months. They weren't married long at all. And she was cheating on him. Josh Drew testified that she had over 30 people. My eyes are itchy. Sorry, I have really bad allergies and my eyes are killing me. Sorry, guys. And she had over 30 people over late night after hours while she was married to Johnny Depp. No, not 7 years. No. They got married in 2015 and were divorced by 2016. They dated. So, hold on. I'll tell you right now. They were not together long at all. February 3rd, 2015. That's when they married. And they divorced in 2016. May 2016 was when she got the restraining order and filed for divorce. 15 months. That's it. They weren't together that long at all. So I don't know why anyone is saying, "Oh, she could have got half." She couldn't have got half. No way. No. In California, it don't work like that. She couldn't have got half. They're saying, "Oh, she could have took him for way more money. She only got $7 million." Well, $7 million is probably a lot for what she was probably going to get. So you're entitled to half. She would have got alimony for 7.5 months. That's it. That's all she'd be entitled to. She would have had nowhere to live because Johnny owned the places beforehand. And the UK trial is crap. Anyone, if you didn't see all the stuff I just read, go to Depp dive.net and look at the Adam Waldman tweets. The UK judge literally struck every one of Johnny's witnesses. Every single person that saw Amber Heard in the days after that she was abused, the judge struck. Didn't find it credible. Hey, Fancy Macy! But she found all Amber's friends credible. But when it came to Johnny's employees and stuff, she didn't find them credible because they were loyal to Johnny. But Amber's friends who were loyal to her, who were freeloading off Johnny and living in the penthouse, she found them credible. She didn't find Amber's assistant credible. She said that she was spiteful because she fired her. You know, Kate James, the one that she abused, spit in her face, stuff like that. She was struck. The doorman who saw her afterwards was struck. The 2 police officers who came to the house and saw no damage to the house and no bruises on her face, they weren't allowed to testify because they didn't take notes. But she let Josh Drew testify, who was Amber's best friend's husband. Doesn't make sense. She didn't let 2 professionals testify because they didn't take notes, but she let some friend of Amber Heard's who's loyal to her testify. Yes, that's where the judges still wear funny wigs. Yeah, she didn't allow anything into evidence. Anything. She said that she believed that she wore makeup, that she was of the belief that she wore makeup everywhere, and that's why you couldn't see anything. Even the pictures where she supposedly had a broken nose, the judge just believed that she wore makeup, and that was good enough. I mean, I'm telling you, read Adam Waldman's tweets, you're going to be like, what the hell? Not only that, but they're claiming that the judge and the owner of the Sun newspaper had some relationship where it was totally biased, by the way. So that's kind of creepy too. She should have excused herself if it was a female. I think it was a female. What's this?
Amber Heard's cross-examination continued today in Falls Church, Virginia, in Johnny Depp's defamation lawsuit against her. Depp's lawyer questioned Heard about several incidents in which she says Depp assaulted her. The attorney also referred to an article where Heard argued that one of Depp's other lawyers, Adam Waldman, called Heard's accusations a hoax. Heard has said his comments hurt her career, but the attorney pointed to other negative articles that came before Waldman's statements.
Sir, you're not aware of any career opportunities that you lost as a result of Mr. Waldman's statements, are you?
Well, it's kind of hard to point to the jobs you're not offered, to the gigs you don't get.
You were not replaced in Aquaman 2, were you?
They released me from my contract, and I fought to stay in it, and they kept me in it. I just don't know how much I'm in, actually, the final cut.
Depp denies ever hitting or assaulting Heard.
Oh, I thought that was going to be something else. Hold on a second. No, that's not what I wanted to show. Christine. Okay, here we go. I was trying to go over the rest of the witnesses when I got sidetracked. Do you think they just hand them down, judge, keep making new ones? Hold on. Oh, the wigs? Ew. I would hope they would make new ones. And even think about that. That's kind of gross. Like, if they, reuse the wigs with different judges. Ugh. I would imagine everyone would have their own, right? What if somebody had, lice or something? I haven't checked the Aquaman numbers lately. I think I figured out my Halloween costume this year. Maybe one day when I'm doing a court thing, I'll wear one of them wigs. Get a gavel and a thing and wear one of those wigs. Oh yeah, Alexis is definitely obsessed with the Grinstead case. She was the one who got me on it. Yeah, they wear those like George Washington looking wigs. All right, so Josh Drew testified that. Oh, they're not saying the good parts. This is like in favor. I hate Time Magazine. It's so in favor of. All right, well, anyway. Josh Drew testified that Raquel told him that Amber did sleep with Elon and Cara Delevingne at the same time in bed together. And that over time, she had over 30 people in the penthouse after hours. Like while Johnny was gone, making movies and stuff. And let's see. Christina Sexton was the acting coach, Heard's former acting coach. She stayed with Heard and Depp on vacation at a luxury trailer park where she heard a screaming fight between the couple. The next day she checked on Heard. I saw a completely torn apart trailer. Johnny was apologizing and was instructing his bodyguards to just pay it off. Let's take care of it. No, I've never seen before and after pics. Now I kind of want to know. Wait, 4,229,720. That's crazy. Last I heard it was at 4 million. That was fast. Hold on. Young Elon Musk. Where did Elon even come from? I swear he's an alien. That's oh, maybe he's not an alien. What the hell? Is that his real hair? I guess he got like hair transplants, right? What the hell? Or did he like shave the front of his head to be funny? Like what? Because look. He looks different here. And then it's like, Jesus. Or maybe because his hair is long, it like folded over a little bit. I mean, at least I know he just didn't come out here out of nowhere and he's not an alien, because I swore Elon's an alien. Here's my theory about aliens. I think that humans used to live on another planet that became like, what do you call it? Like inhabitable. And they were far more advanced and they sent some humans to a new planet and we had to start from scratch. So that's why we had to start over with technology. But we were, they'd be on a whole different planet having to start over. I think that's what happened. I don't think it was like I don't know how it started, but I believe that maybe we came from another planet and had to start over. Let me see. So, Sexton also testified the nature of the couple's very tension-filled relationship, noting that over time, Depp became much darker and much more critical of Heard. I had to block out time cushions around her classes because she would be sobbing when we started and we couldn't work. You've seen aliens up close? Where? I'm obsessed with alien stuff. Like, I want to know everything about aliens. Where did you see an alien? Because I don't believe it. Need to know all about this. Actually, you know what? I'm so excited for. There's a new. All right. So, like, I love alien horror films. And there's a new alien horror film by, what's that guy's name? Hold on. What's it called? Not. No, I didn't want to do that. Pale alien movie. Wait, nope. You guys gotta see this.
Did you know that the very first assembly
If anyone's
of
like
photographs to create a
aliens.
motion picture was a 2-second clip of a black man on a horse? And that man is my great-great-grandfather.
Great.
There's another great-grandfather. But that's why Dr. Haywood ranked as the only black-owned horse trainers in Hollywood. We like to say, since the moment pictures could move. Yeah, skin in the game.
So they're Hollywood horse trainers for movies. This looks so good. Jordan Peele, is that his name?
What's a bad miracle? You got rough for that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no.
How awesome does that look? Sorry, I've been like dying for some ice cream. I love alien movies, and I've always like, what's that movie? Close Encounters. And then, Signs, was it? I just love alien movies. Jordan Peele is a good director. Yeah, Get Out was good. He's a good horror film director. It's going to be so good. I'm so excited about it. Like, I cannot wait for it to come out. Guys, I'm dying for some ice cream, so don't mind me eating an ice cream cone while I'm showing this, but oh, they have an alien festival after Roswell? Oh my god. I would totally go to that. I love alien stuff. I forget what I was doing. Oh, alright. Elizabeth Mars was... Who is Mars? Anyone know? Let me find out her relation. It didn't say like her relation to. Oh, is she's a Kim Kardashian. Wait, she's another best friend of Amber Heard? I didn't know. Alright. She claimed she was scared of Mr. Depp and was hiding from him due to the fact she was scared of what he was capable of. However, people on Twitter and TikTok have suggested that Mars is in fact making her testimony up as she goes along, with one writing on Twitter, her testimony should be thrown out, her story changes too much. She's extremely inactive on social media. She appeared in court via video call. She recalls Depp as being more combative than sloppy. She testified to court that Depp had charged at her with a wine bottle in 2016 and described an alleged incident that happened between Miss Heard and Mr. Depp, leaving Heard's face supposedly disheveled and swollen. They became friends as a result of mutual friend Rocky Pennington.
Wow, did that drop that? I never dropped that.
However, during the cross-examination carried out by Camille, the much-loved lawyer of Depp, clips were presented as evidence for Miss Heard's appearance on the Late Late Show with James Corden, in which Heard appeared to have zero. Oh, so yeah, Us was good too. He puts so many little Easter eggs in his movies too. Like he puts like for instance, there's this electric company in the movie that comes out to help them with their electric, and the electric company is like it was kind of like a Radio Shack, similar to that, and they have one in California, and the store in California has a big alien spaceship crashing through the roof there. So if you live in California, there makes sense why he used that that store. Why he used that electronic store, because of the Easter egg. I thought that was pretty neat. There's a couple things he did. He had a lot of Easter eggs. If you watch like the movie YouTubes where they go over the Easter eggs and the movie trailers and stuff and break them down, they talk about it. All right, let's go back to the other witnesses. Melanie Iglesias, Heard's friend and makeup artist Melanie Iglesias, testified via video as well. In the deposition, she documented covering up Heard's allegedly bruised face and split lip before the appearance on the James Corden show. We covered the bruises with a heavier concealer and used a really red lipstick to cover up the injury on the lip. Then they had... I only ever played Call of Duty Zombies because of the Easter egg stuff they did. Yeah, I don't play... I'm not really good at, like, gun shooting games. I mean, I can with keyboard and mouse, but if it's, like too many controls, I'm not, like... I like playing, like, Phasmophobia, and there's this other game that came out where you shoot ghosts. I play, and I'm such a nerd and like a little kid, but I love the Lego games, like Lego Star Wars and Lego Jurassic Park. Because I'm not that good at, like, I'm alright, but I'm not that great at video games, so those are fun to me. Okay, other than these ones, they had a hashtag expert that was on. Oh, they had Adam Waldman testify too. Let me see what his was like. They had Adam Waldman, the guy's tweets that I was just reading. They had him testify. I'm pretty sure he admitted. He's like, oh, I know, you were watching me all night, Fancy Macy. That game is so fun. Phasmophobia is awesome. I think I still have a video up of playing Phasmophobia, and I was gonna do, like, my original plan was to do mainly true crime and then some nights, like, play video games just for fun in case people wanted to watch. But I soon realized that people who wanted to see true crime stuff didn't want their page flooded with gaming stuff, so they would, like, unsubscribe. So I'd have to make 2 channels if I wanted to do it. Yeah, I like escape room games too. I have a VR. I have the VR headset, and I love it. It's like, if anyone's thinking about if it's worth it to get a VR headset, it is. It's worth every penny. And it's a lot of fun. I haven't played Phasmophobia in VR yet, but I was kind of scared to at first, but I think I'm going to try it now because it really feels like you're, like, in there with a ghost, and Phasmophobia is kind of scary because you'll be, like, walking through the house and a ghost will, like, pop up and try and scare you, and if you don't hide fast enough, you can get killed. How can I explain it? You're a ghost hunter, right? You got like 2 minutes to go in the house and find the ghost before it's allowed to hunt you. And you have to get below. So the longer you stay in the dark in the house, your sanity level goes down. And the lower your sanity, the quicker you can get killed. So, like, if you're walking around the house a lot in the dark, the ghost can kill you sooner. But you have like a, what's that called? EVP, EMF. You can talk to the ghost. Thanks, Chrissy Kane. I try to be as informative as I can. I was just getting to Adam Waldman, actually, but I have ADD and get distracted really quickly when people start talking about other things. Oh, he's got a lifetime Twitter ban? That's not right. I know there was a lot of people begging for him to get his Twitter back. They banned him from Twitter for a lifetime. Waldman is probably someone you're familiar with. He's a lawyer fired for Amber Heard's testimony in court. He was fired for allegedly leaking information to the media. So he admitted that he was giving information to YouTubers too. Yeah, I just played the trailer, Molson Man. Did you see it? Like 5 minutes ago I played the trailer. I'm so excited for it. We were talking about aliens because I forget how we even got into aliens. I said how I thought that Elon Musk. I think he's an alien. But anyway, I think we're all aliens. But then I got excited about the Nope trailer and played it. Yeah, I never understand permanent bans. Like, what happened to free speech? Like, let people put it. I mean, I can understand why he would be banned from a courtroom, but not from Twitter. Lawyer's responsible for not telling the public any information if client goes to him for a case. But yeah, his testimony. Hold on. Did they even? I thought they were going to say his testimony, and they didn't say anything in this article. That didn't do anything. I'm hoping that they bring up. Oh yeah, I know. I like Elon, honestly. I'm excited for him taking over Twitter, and then hopefully we can get people back. I'm totally against cancel culture, and I'm totally against, like, stopping someone from their, free speech, like banning people from Twitter for saying how they feel. It's just ridiculous. I'm just totally against that. But yeah, Waldman was permanently banned from Twitter. I keep trying to find his testimony, and it keeps acting like when I click on it, they're going to talk about his testimony. And then it doesn't say anything. So they asked him many questions, and it says I guess because he hardly answered any questions that they... All I know is, here's his testimony. I don't know how long it is. Let me see. No, I'm not going to play it. It's 21 minutes, but he admitted that he leaked information to YouTube. Yeah, I totally agree. We need to support free speech regardless of our political views. All right, we'll skip that one. Then there was Adam Waldman, and then there was a hashtag expert, which they were trying to prove that Adam Waldman's tweets caused like the hatred for Amber Heard and it causes hashtags. But I don't think the hashtag experts did Amber any favors because they just showed the jury how much the world hates Amber Heard. Like, and how many people actually believe Johnny, which isn't going to be good for Amber. That was stupid that they even brought them up. Ellen Barkin was a total waste of 11 fucking minutes. That lady, what a waste of fucking time to even bring her up. She testified. Yeah, fuck off with cancel culture. Damn right. Anyway, Ellen Barkin came up. She's like, she admits that she didn't have a romantic relationship with Johnny. She had a sexual relationship with Johnny. And they were like, oh, well, did he throw a bottle at you? And she was like, well, I wouldn't say threw. He tossed the bottle. And they were like, did he toss it at you? And she was like, I'm not really sure. He's like, was it just you or was there people around? She's like, it was me and people. She's like, did he toss it in your direction? And she was like, yeah. And that was it. Like, he tossed a bottle in her general direction 30 fucking years ago. Like, big whoop. What a waste of 11 minutes. Yeah, 1994. What the hell does that have to do with anything? It was just so fucking stupid. Like, what a waste of 11 minutes Ellen Barkin was. I'm sure the jury was like, wow, like, did we even need to see that? I'm kind of upset they didn't bring up Jennifer Howell yet. I hope she's going to come up because I feel like they kind of pressed for her. Like, they asked Whitney, didn't you live with your employee for some time? And she said, yeah. And they were like, and didn't you, like vent to her at points? And she was like, yeah. And that's important because Whitney's employer said she moved there because she was afraid of Amber and that she thought Amber was going to kill Johnny. And that Amber had abused her sister her whole life and that she felt bad for Johnny. And Johnny would reach out to her and check on her while she was living there. So I don't know how Whitney's story to her employer and her testimony are very different, but I find that very interesting. No, Elon is buying Twitter now. He wouldn't have anything to do with his Twitter ban. That was done before Elon. I can't remember who that lady was with the short blonde hair. Does anyone remember who that was? Sorry, this ice cream cone so good. I was dying for it. Let me see if I can find who else. There's like a lady with really short, like spiked hair. Actually, I haven't even looked at the witness list. Was Paul Bettany on the witness list? Oh, here we go. Depp's sister. All right. I know all these people. We went over these already. All right, there's Raquel. Oh, God, her testimony was terrible again. Yes. Yeah. She was terrible to watch. Whitney. Christina Sexton, acting coach, Josh Drew. Jennifer's on the witness list. Good. I am so excited for Jennifer Howell. I think that's going to be huge. I like Popcorn Planet. He does some good videos. Who's this? Josh Drew. Oh, and it's funny that all these people who are being deposed, Amber just happened to make nice with them before they were deposed. Or tried to. Tracy Jacobs. Who is this lady? Oh, Depp's agent for 30 years. When the actor terminated her contract, so she claimed that Depp once asked her to kill a version of the 2018 film London Fields over nude scenes that featured Heard. See, this is what I don't get. All right, look. They make Johnny out to be controlling because he wasn't okay with nude scenes that Amber did. But, like, let's be real now.
Oh my god.
I wouldn't want
That was
my husband doing naked scenes with another woman. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't want to do it. I'd never be okay with him doing naked scenes for a movie. I would tell him to find a different movie. It's just not okay. And he would never be okay with me doing it. And I would understand that. I mean, that's not weird. That's just normal human behavior. Especially, and not only that, but it was clear she cheated often, and he knew about it. Like, I don't blame him. I don't think it's weird. I don't think it's a problem that he had an issue with her being nude in films or having sex scenes with people. How is that weird? Since this has become a total shit show, tune in Monday when I show up and prose marriage to Camille Vasquez. I've been happily married for 23 years, but who does? Oh, she's awesome. I love Camille too. I'd propose to her. And I'm straight, but I would. She's that awesome that I would. She said Depp sent her a series of angry all caps emails instructing her to shut down the film. It is in Amber's contract that there will be no nudity, and her effing agents are weak and insipid. Will you please call these mother effers, and you and Jake get on this immediately. It must be shut down, or I will sue them 18 ways from effing Sunday. These people are nobodies in this business, and they should be made to understand that we will ruin them instantly. At the time, Heard filed a lawsuit against the film's producer, Christopher Hanley, and his wife, Roberta, for violating a nudity rider, including in her contract, by shooting footage. So obviously, Amber wasn't okay with it either, so why are we making it out to be like Johnny's some asshole? Yeah, I think she has an axe to grind too, because she was fired. I would get yelled at. I would never say to him, "You're a difficult client." I would never say that. But I would tell him, "You've got to stop this. This is hurting you." And it did. Listen, Johnny can scream in my face all day long if he's paying me millions of dollars to be... You know what I mean? Like, if you're paying me enough money, you could scream in my face all day long. I'll be fine with it. He often needed his lines fed to him through an earpiece, and that at the height of his financial woes in 2016, he demanded a $20 million handout from the UTA. I'm going to get chocolate all over my face. Oh yeah, Ellen Barkin. Here we go. Ellen fucking Barkin and her stupid... He threw a wine bottle in her direction. Get the hell out of here. Oh, Elaine's the worst too. She is just... Ugh. I feel like there's no way the jury is gonna like any... Like, I feel like she's gonna just hurt Amber because she's just unlikable. Like, she's so unlikable. She got Amber's name wrong. And she called Dr. Hughes Dr. Curry. I love when Camille kept objecting to everything she said. She's like, objection, hearsay, objection, leading, I mean, I think at the one point she just said objection like everything. And Elaine was so mad. She was trying so hard to like say the question in a certain way, and it was just not working for her. That was so funny. Here's another thing. Ellen claims while they were filming Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, he threw a bottle in his hotel room at the direction where she and others were gathered. Has anyone ever seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? Because I feel like if he was at all in character or trying to be in character, that'd be typical for like a Hunter S. Thompson type deal. You know what I mean? Like it's totally in Hunter S. Thompson character. You've never seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? Oh my god. One of the greatest movies Johnny Depp's ever done. You gotta see it. If I had to say like blows at the top of my list, but Black Mass, my god, did he do a good job in that movie. That movie was phenomenal. And of course, every Tim Burton movie he's ever done, which is great too, but so Barkin said a fight was going on between Depp and his friends, but she isn't sure why he threw the bottle, noting that it didn't hit her or anyone else, and that he tossed it. Oh, sorry. Okay. Who was it? Ellen Barkin wasn't the last one, right? I can't find the lady with the short hair. I don't know who it is. This lady. Here it is. Oh, that's the makeup artist. All right. I was wondering who that was. The Secret Window. I seen that a long time ago, and I haven't seen it in a while. I almost like forget what it's about. I've seen that so long ago. I'll have to watch that again. I mean, Black Mass. If you haven't seen Black Mass, it's so good. It's about what's that guy's name? What's it? Whitey Bulger. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. I'm thinking Whitey Bulger, but I could be wrong. The guy that The Departed's made after. Whitey Bulger, yeah. He plays Whitey Bulger, and man, does he do a good job. The gangster from Boston who was working with the feds. Oh, I'll definitely check it out again. I mean, he's good in every movie I've ever seen with him, but I really love Black Mass. If you like gangster movies or like mob movies, Black Mass definitely is a great movie. Oh, so Heard's makeup artist, Melanie Iglesias, testified she covered up a bruise and a split lip sustained from a fight with Depp in 2015 before she went on the Late Late Show with James Corden. We covered the discoloration, the bruises with a slightly heavier concealer. One that has a little more peach undertone, which I normally don't use on amber, but peach cancels blue, so I did that under the eyes. Here's my thing, too. I feel like Amber could have had some bruises from Botox. Do you ever see like Botox can leave like bruises on your face, like Botox injections? And all her bruise pictures, she didn't hand in any of the metadata for her. So like she has all these pictures and there's no metadata for them, so they can't say when they occurred or like when she got them. But she has all these. Oh, and not only that, like 4 days before she went to file the TRL, she had a computer guy come to her house and take her computer. So for all we know, this guy could have came and photoshopped all these photos. But every time she's gotten pummeled, she's been in the public eye somewhere and she's totally fine. Just doesn't make sense. The James Corden interview. I watched a clip from the interview from the James Corden show. I watched a clip and she looked totally fine. There was nothing wrong with her. Did you see the bikini pics, Molson Man? I think I showed him on Brittany's stream a all the bikini pics where she has like no marks on her at all. I think I'm gonna get off, guys, though, because it's getting late and I gotta be up at like 6:45. I work really early on the weekend. Yeah, metadata would explain a ton of stuff. Metadata, I mean, we have no idea where any of those pictures, like all the pictures she handed in with the little bruises, like around her eyes and stuff, we have no idea when they were taken because she refused to hand over her phone and her computer for the metadata. So it's just convenient that all her abuse stories do not line up with the public pictures that have been out, but she didn't hand over her metadata for all the other pictures or the one where she said that Johnny was holding her down and punching her in the face over and over again, that she forgot how many times he hit her. And then she takes a picture of like a bruise on her arm that doesn't even look like, I have it. Hold on. Before I go, I'll share it. It doesn't even look like a bruise from a hand. This one. I'll show the pictures real quick. How? That does not look like a bruise from somebody grabbing someone's arm. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. And then look at her face. This was after he hit her so many times that she couldn't remember. There's not a mark on her face. Right? And then this is the day after. Oh, wait. Let me show you the TRO picture first. All right. This is the day she went to file the TRO. Right? That looks like that looks like a Botox injection. I'm sorry, but it does. Like, it looks like a little needle mark. I wonder. So, here's a weird thought. I don't think anyone would put it in their face, but like, this guy, he has a YouTube channel, said he was her ex-drug dealer and that she would shoot coke in her groin. Yeah, with all of his chunky rings, no marks on his face. I mean, did you ever see the pictures of his rings? I don't know if I think I might have a picture of that too. Look at these things. Look at them bad boys. You tell me that? I mean, this is chunky. Like, there would be a skull imprint in her face. Look, there's a skull. There's a skull. I mean, there'd be cuts. There's no way. There's his other hand. And then look. Trigger warning real quick before I zoom in. She says this is caused from Johnny. I mean, these look like self-inflicted cut marks to me, personally. And they're on the inside of her forearm. So, like, would Johnny take her arm and just start, like, stupid. And then, so remember, oh wait, here. This is when she filed the TRO, right? See? And then, this is the next day. Wait. Ready? The next day. Where did the bruise go? There's nothing on her face. She ain't got no makeup on there. Because look, you can see like the red splotches of like your like uneven skin tone. And then look at this. Ready? This is Elon. Yeah. Yeah, Molson Man, didn't it look like she literally wiped the table with Windex and then put the most perfect frosted glass with perspiration still on the glass? And the neatest 4 lines of cocaine with a tampon straw at that. Look at his face. Big ass bruise on his face. That's Elon, right? This is the incident where she said he kneeled on her back and like beat her up. And they were in Russia. Nothing. Close up of her face. I think she said she had a broken nose here. Or thought she had a broken nose here. Perfectly fine. Where's the back one? I thought I had a picture of her back. Oh, yeah. Ready? This is where she had bruised ribs. That's a tattoo, by the way. I don't see any bruised ribs. I don't know. Or, not bruised ribs, sorry. broken ribs. She claimed she had broken ribs. I've never seen what broken ribs looks like, so I have no idea, to be honest with you. So let me look it up real quick. But let's look up what broken ribs look like. Broken ribs. All right, don't they have like a picture? Yeah, look at that. Look. Ready? That's what a broken rib. That's what happens when you get a broken rib, right? Or this, look. This chick has broken ribs. Sorry, I kicked myself out by accident. Sorry. Hold on. All right, there we go. Broken ribs. Broken ribs. Oh, that's kind of gross. All right, so now you have an idea what broken ribs look like. There's no broken ribs here. Wait. And then there's back picture. Sorry. This is a tattoo, like writing she has down her back, like a script. Yeah, I'm no angel, and I've done some illegal things in my day too. And I would have never seen a table look that nice after a night of binging. I was crazy in my 20s, and I can attest to that no, never. Oh, I just knocked a can off the table. Okay. Mine were never broken, but bruised from football. Mine looked like the ladies before. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no way. Look how... and she's fair-skinned. Look. No way. And then, here's the James Corden show. Oh, that's Johnny's finger that she cut off. Ooh, that's so gross. Johnny in the hospital bed. Hold on. Oh, and then, here you go. The cleanest Coke table that you've ever seen. Hold on. I accidentally click edit. Look at this shit. It still has condensation on it. And in the text messages, she sent this to someone and said Johnny was still sleeping. James Corbin is retiring? Day after he supposedly fucked her. Yeah. No way. I mean, look at this perfect table. There's no way. You expect me to believe that after hearing about the nights they have when they're getting messed up? Oh, wait. Get this. Ready? Where's the one where... Oh, tell me I don't have it. All right. So there's another picture like this, but on the same day, right? And this is after the Gold Coast incident, where supposedly she was held hostage for 3 days and essayed with a bottle and pummeled to death, pretty much, in her words. Look at Johnny. He's looking like he just came home from war. He's got a big bruise across the bottom of his jaw. He's got a bruise on his cheek. And she has not a mark on her, but there's a view from the side, which is a lot more telling. You can see his bruise, and he's fucked up in the picture. And she's perfectly fine. I don't have that one, though. I don't know what I did with it. She told Johnny that he was a fat old man and nobody would want to have him like Dior. She was jealous that he got the Dior deal and that he had no style. Look at this picture. This man has all the style in the world. And you know what she said too? She said that she didn't like hanging out with Johnny and his friends because they were all old men who liked to play the guitar. Johnny's friends are Paul McCartney, Keith Richards. Like, I would give both my boobs and my right arm to hang out with Keith Richards and Paul McCartney. Like, who wouldn't want to hang out with them? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. By the way, Keith Richards' book is the funniest book I've ever read in my life. I don't usually laugh out loud from like reading, but I was literally cracking up the entire time I read that book. The guy had the most awesome life ever, and he did the funniest shit. I promise you, you would not be disappointed when you read his book. You should go read it for sure. It's awesome. No. Where's the Don Rickles event? I know I got it somewhere. Here we go. This is after she says she has a broken nose. She said she had a broken nose. That Johnny broke her nose the day before at the Met Gala. It was their fight at the Met Gala. And sorry. And that's what her nose looks like. Like, there's no way she has a broken nose. Wait. Let me just show y'all real quick. Just to remind people what a broken nose looks like. Trigger warning. Look at this shit. Look at all these noses, right? And then look at this nose. Like, it's crazy. It's so crazy. There's no way. This is literally the next day. This is hours after her nose is broken. Hours. Look at these people's noses. There's no way hers looked like that hours later. No way. I don't believe it. I don't believe, just nothing adds up to me with her, and I just don't believe her. I don't. And I think now, reading all Adam Wallman's tweets, I think the UK trial was rigged, and that judge sucks. And he put out all the evidence that pretty much, he literally, she or he, whatever the judge was, literally banned all the evidence that was in favor of Johnny Depp. And if this judge does have a connection to the Sun, the owner of the Sun newspaper, I'm gonna find out and I'm gonna look into that shit, because there's supposedly that they're connected somehow, and that would be very interesting and extremely biased, and the judge should have excused himself if that was the case. But anyway, I'm gonna hop off, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll probably be live over the weekend at some time. I don't know when. I work during the day and then sometime in the evening. And next week I'll definitely be live about the Johnny Depp trial, and maybe I'll probably just combine it, because I don't know, I'll be able to make a whole video about all of it, but maybe the impact statements of the Tara Grinstead trial, I'll cover that too. Thank you. Yeah, I hate getting up for work on the weekend or early in the morning. Get up all week during the week for my kid to send him to school, and then the weekend I get up early too, so I gotta like get my naps in here and there, you know. Alright guys, well, I will see you later. UK, God love my friends from across the pond, but I'm American, so I want to see this thing play out here. Yeah, I mean, I can't even stand when people try and compare the UK trial to this one, because it's completely different. Like, the evidence, they cut out so many things that you could be using. Just, you know, it's ridiculous. But good night, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. See you soon, hopefully. Good night.